Hi vibrant souls, welcome back to the channel. Today's pick a card reading, we're going to be doing a general reading today, all about what it is that you need to know right now. So anything that you may need to hear, we're going to leave it open for interpretation and open for all of the messages to come through that you may need to hear at this time. So you can also call this a message or messages that are meant to find you. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the pile selections. We have these 3 piles to choose from. Pile number 1, starting right here, we have the Modern Witch Tarot deck along with this Hemimorphite Tower. For pile number 2, we have the Zodiac Tarot deck along with this Aura Quartz. And then for pile 3, we have the Star Seeker Tarot deck along with this Labradorite Tower. So please take your time. If you do need more time, you're more than welcome to pause the video here. Take as much time as you need. When you do have your pile selected, I will post the timestamps for each one in the description box below for your convenience. And I can't wait to see you guys at your reading. Bye! Hi pile 1 and welcome to your reading. If you chose the Hemimorphite Tower, or if you chose the Modern Witch Tarot, whichever one it is that you chose, welcome. So we are going to set your tarot deck to the side for a second, or maybe a little bit longer than a second, because we're going to do a charm casting reading first to see a kind of general vision, I guess you would say, general view of what it is you may need to hear right now, or any messages trying to come through and reach you. So we're just going to leave it open for all of the messages to come through. So let's go ahead and get started, because I feel like we do kind of have a lot to cover here. So first things first, we're going to use a divination dice. The first thing I want to see is what aspect of your life or what area of your life Spirit wants you to focus on right now. And that would be the 4th house. So I'm also getting the number 4. I was gonna read these as houses, and this could definitely be the case. You could have a lot going on in your home right now. Or maybe you're trying to find adjustments to your home, or maybe find a new home, or whatever the case is. So I can definitely see that, but I feel like 4 is the number of security as well too, as it's also the number of foundations, and 4 reminds me of the Emperor. So I think this is about you kind of bossing up in your life, leveling up in your life at this time. 4 is one of my favorite numbers, actually. Fun fact, I was born on the 4th. Actually, even funner fact, I have the same birthday as Beyoncé, so we'll just leave that right there. Anyways, but so I like the number 4, but I also I love numerology, and 4 is a number of stability, as well as it can be a number of us having to make choices to get us to a better place that will benefit our future at times too. So let's see, what are some influencing energies around you at this time right now? What are some influencing energies around pile 1 at this time, please? Oh, we have Mars. Okay. Mars is an interesting energy to have around right now. I think right now, if you're watching this as I posted, if you're not watching this when I posted, just ignore it. Right now we have Mars and Scorpio, which can be a very intense energy to say the least. But I think Mars is influencing a lot of people right now. And I think that right now, Mars is the planet of aggression and war, but it's also, you know, in the birth chart, it can be the planet of action. And I think this is a message for you about taking action now on the life that you want to live, or where you want to be, or just taking that action that you need to take. And I feel like the Mars energy for you specifically, pile 1, is coming through in a very powerful type of way. Not so much a negative way. I feel like it's coming through in a way of like, you're no longer going to be putting up with things that don't serve you. You're no longer going to be entertaining things that don't serve you, as well as now is the time to take that action to be where it is that you want to be, to get that security, to do those things that you've been needing to do. You know, I'm getting big like Emperor energy here, which is good. Very good. So let's see what the charms have to say for you, shall we? So Spirit, please allow these messages to come through clearly, as well as be what pile 1 needs to hear right now at this time. Thank you. It is a general reading too, so just take what resonates, throw out the rest, but you'll know what resonates for you, obviously. And if nothing resonates for you, then this just may not be your reading. It may not be your pile, or it may not be your reading. Who knows? Okay. All right. Let's see what we got going. Oh my gosh, we got a lot going on in the abundance area for you. I feel like these are all kind of trying to fit into the abundance area, so let's just put them there. We have a tarot card for you, which is the Death card coming out. All right. For some of you, you may actually be like trying to find another home, because the way that this tree was, it kind of makes me think of like uprooting, but that's very specific. So for those of you that aren't trying to find a new home, I feel like this is about you uplifting or uprooting a lot of the learned behaviors and things. I think this is something that maybe your spirit guides have been trying to do for you by maybe bringing situations into your life that show you where some deep-rooted things, whether this is deep-rooted wounds or whatever the case is, you're really being asked to kind of uproot those and replant in a better environment to where you feel like you can grow and flourish more. And so with that being said, this could be like your healing journey, as well as this can just be you branching out and trying new things, is what I'm hearing as well, because the home can be our comfort area. It can be our comfort area. So branching out and trying new things is something that, you know, you're also being guided to do, or if that's something you've been thinking about doing, then that's something that is definitely like a thumbs up here from spirit. Now we have the unicorn in the romance thing. So I feel like you're kind of being asked to believe in love and romance again. There's something really specifically unique about this placement right here, like this unicorn and this romance. And I think this is like maybe for some of you who have been hurt in the past or even recent past. This could be coming through to say like not to give up on love, not to give up on the romance, that you never know what could happen or who could come into your life. And there's a lot of magic, you know, in the universe. So to kind of trust the universe and trust spirit when it comes to that, and try not to get so down in the dumps at times when, you know, when you think about love, or maybe, you know, sometimes when we look at the world, or sometimes when we go, for some reason, when we go on social media and stuff, we kind of get discouraged. We think that everyone's a certain type of way, or something was something else, you know, and it kind of discourages us. So I feel like for some of you, there's magic afoot coming into your romance life. So to not give up hope completely, believe in miracles and believe in things, because the unicorns can represent things sometimes, like they're mystical things, obviously, but they're things that we don't normally believe in a lot of the time. And so with that being said, I feel like this is like, believe that you can have that. Believe that that person is coming for you. For some of you, if you do have a person though, and you know, with the romance, this is about you maybe doing things differently, you know, with this uniqueness, putting the magic back into your dating life as well. And if for your single, maybe there, like we said before, there is magic coming into your single life. But for some of you, maybe it's like taking, because it's like also a horse, which can represent action. So it's like maybe if you feel called to, taking that action, seeing what else is out there, because there's something out there very specifically unique and tailored to you, pile one. So that's pretty cool. So, and then we have the money, we have this bus in the money thing. So things are going to be moving in a better direction for you. I feel like when we talk about buses, specifically when me or other people, because I was going to say, have specific dreams about buses, I think it's an omen that you are going to be moving in a new direction into your life. So I think this, because we also have so much in the abundance for you, this is about you moving from one area of your life to a way better area of your life. And it's saying that it is going there, like you are getting there. You're on the way, is what I'm hearing with that as well too. So let's go ahead and talk about this manifest. So your intuition is definitely leading you to manifest something. We have a coin that says, a sister is someone to dream, cry, sing, and laugh with. Oh, and then we have this. Oh, that is so sweet. We have this little like 2 hearts as well. So one of the things that you are manifesting, I feel for some of you, this could be a friend, this could be a best friend, this could be someone that just comes into your life. It doesn't even have to be specifically a sister. It could be, because this is kind of giving me like romantic, like soulmate vibes as well. So maybe there is, you like, for some of you, that's why you're being asked to believe in you know, your luck again, or believe in the magic of dating and things, because there is somebody that is going to be manifesting and coming into your life that is going to help you out a lot. I feel like they're going to make you just feel seen and make you feel understood, as well as this person could carry a tremendous amount of wisdom. But I feel like for the most part, for you, Pile 1, your intuition is leading you towards this person. And I think you're being asked to embrace different types of connections here as well too. But if you have felt, maybe for some of you, if you felt very isolated, or you feel like, you know, maybe you've been losing friends, or you just feel like you don't have someone right now that really understands you on that level. It doesn't even, like we said, it doesn't even have to be romantic. You know, if you feel like you don't have someone on that level, you're being led to someone, or maybe even a group of people that are going to embrace you and understand you. And I think this is somebody that is a part of your soul family. This is somebody that is a part of your soul contract as well, to come in here and to just help you out. And just, you know, and it's not like help you out as in like, oh, I'm going to teach you these lessons or things like this. It's help you out in like a loving way, and like just be like support for you. For some of you, maybe because it is a sister, you know, maybe some of you, I keep hearing soul sister. So a soul sister, that could be like, gender doesn't even matter as well. Like if you're, you know, looking for a friend that's a guy or whatever, you know, it could be that. But also, this could be about you, like, spending more time with your sister, or kind of rekindling some sort of relationship with your sister if you have a sister and that's something that you've been wanting to do. And also, I was going to say something else. Oh my gosh, but I lost it. Well, I guess if I lose it, it's probably not that important, or it'll come back. But there's, for some of you, it's like I keep getting a message of like maybe like an aunt or something, and that's so specific, so just ignore it if it's nothing. But like a pregnancy, like someone giving birth in your family to somebody that ends up being like, you guys are just gonna like love each other so much. Something like that. Maybe your sister, you know, I don't know. But for the most part, I think this is about like, I'm feeling like a best friend, or just manifesting, you know, somebody in relationships in general that you can rely on. Now, I love this for you in luck, because we have a cat right here. We have the cat right here. So I feel like the fact that we have this specific cat for you in luck means that luck is going to be shifting for you, and things are going to be coming that you're not really going to be seeing. And because this is a cat that has its back turned as well. And so I feel like, you know, things are going to be happening for you in the best of ways when you least expect it. And so with here, let's talk about, since we already said it, let's talk about this one. So I feel like with this create, we have the death, we have the bicycle, and we have this cat. So I feel like you are on the way to creating a better life with more abundance and things. You're really being asked to let go of anything that's holding you back from this. And kind of with this bike here, you're really being asked to just enjoy the ride, to know that everything is going to work out the way it's supposed to be, and just keep on going, but also try to enjoy the ride as much as you can. You know, like when you think of like a bicycle ride, you think of a nice relaxing ride, and the weather's nice and all of those things as well too. So just enjoy the ride. Just know that you are getting there, even if you feel like you're not getting there at the pace that you know, should or whatever. That's nonsense. You're getting there right when you need to. Now, I feel like you're also creating more confidence in your life as well. And with this, it is going to come that movement. It's going to come that transformation as well. With this death card, you're really being asked to let go of the old, embrace the new. And I think for some of you, the old is like your own doubts and your own beliefs about yourself, because I feel like that was kind of that message here with that home and that uprooting. For you, Pile 1, like any kind of old beliefs or any doubts about yourself, those gotta go. You know, you're more than capable of creating an amazing life. You're more than capable of creating security for yourself and being that, you know, person that you need your own self to be. You're way more than capable. And with that, the more that you let go, the more this confidence is going to come to you. It's going to come naturally as well too. And I feel like you're almost maybe even going to be seen in some sort of light, positive light by other people for your contribute. So whether that's to your work, to whatever it is, like, you know, you definitely are. And this is going to bring you a lot more confidence. So let's talk about what we've been waiting for. Okay. I feel like with the abundance here, we have this. And I think this is again about you accepting the best of the best, like, and even in like your romance and things like that, anything less than princess treatment has got to go. But I love that it's in the abundance part for you, or I guess prince treatment for some of you. You know, I think that there's definitely a message here of knowing what it is that you deserve and setting your sights high. So now we have this starfish and we have this light here. And the starfish is all about holding on to things. It can be about attachments as well. And so I think for this abundance to come into your life more easily, again, you're just going to have to let go, because we have a bunch of things about letting go here. So the more you let go, the more you release. And I think this is all about like maybe how, when, or why things are going to come into your life. When you kind of let go of that and kind of just surrender to where you're at right now. And again, with that bike and this car, like just keep on cruising, just keep on riding. You know, things are going to start, you're going to start seeing them. You may not even see exactly all the things that you have coming, because we have so much in this abundance, you know. So it's like you may not even have any idea of all of these luck and all of these things that you have coming to you, but just you have to trust that they are coming and let go of anything that you feel is holding you back. So whether that's a lack of confidence, that's your own doubts, or that's just a distrust for some of you in the universe, just know that there's definite messages to trust as well. Your intuition is leading you to manifest great things as well too, even more than just this connection, just this relationship. I feel like this is about you manifesting and your intuition guiding you, and all of the knowledge that you have as well is going to lead you to more caring connections too, like we were talking about. But I feel like this create and this abundance are very much hand in hand now, because we have this sewing machine charm, which is all about creating. And this is all about, I feel like, putting the work in for yourself as well, and not just relying on luck. But I feel like this is something you've been doing. But for some of you, this is about a creative project as well too, or something that you are creating. And that's why I felt like they were kind of together, because this is all about creating things, creating something beautiful actually, because we have this bow as well too. And I think that this is like a message of things coming together, tying together, also like, you know, accepting gifts from the universe as well too, because when you think of a bow, I feel like it's like the universe bringing you your manifestations and your things like all wrapped up and tied with a bow. Like it's like the icing on the cake as well, because you deserve it. This is all about you realizing what it is that you deserve. And I think when you shine the light on the things that you need to let go of, and this could be, you know, those lingering feelings, those things, those lingering things holding you back. When you shine the light on these, they're not going to seem so big and scary. And you're going to realize that you have so much more potential and you have so much more great things than you do actually negative things in your life. And so with that being said, it's like you are so worthy of so many amazing things, and they are coming to you. You are in the process of creating this. And like I said, the universe wants to spoil you. The universe really does want to spoil you here, and wants to show you, you know, of like how amazing things can actually get. I love this reading for you. And I think that this is like also you kind of shining your inner light as well. And the more you shine, you know, the more abundance comes to you, the more great things are coming to you. So I think that's it. Did we get everything? Yeah, we didn't have too much for you. So on that note, I am going to put these charms back for you, pile one, and we're going to head right on over to your tarot reading. So just give me one tiny little second. All right, I am back with your tarot cards, pile one. So we're just going to get straight into this. No more wasting time to see what else it is that you need to hear right now from the universe. from Spirit, from your Spirit guides, whoever. Oops, what is this? What does pile 1 need to hear right now at this time? Please, Spirit, what are the messages that are meant to find pile 1 right now at this time? Please. Thank you. All right, we have the Page of Pentacles coming out for you. What does pile 1 need to hear right now? We have the 10 of Pentacles. We also have the 4 of Cups. And we have the Magician. Okay, so we're going to get clarifiers, but there's also a very clear message for you that Spirit wants you to know. Spirit wants you to know that you are on the path to create a lot of abundance for yourself, which that makes so much sense that we had all of those charms in the abundance pile for you, pile 1. But Spirit really wants you to trust in your abilities and trust in your knowing of where you're going or what it is you want, your manifestations, your goals, even when you can't see it, even when it doesn't look like it right now. In your current reality, you're really being asked to still believe because you're on the path to get there. So I think when you get discouraged or when you feel like things aren't working out for you, that doesn't mean that they're not. That's not truth. I think this is a pile of perseverance. I think this is a pile of tremendous growth. And I think you are, oh my gosh, we have the Emperor coming out. Like how I was talking about in the beginning, I was like, this number 4 is just giving me big boss Emperor energy. Yeah. So I'm going to put that one with this one, but I feel like right now too, another message is to really be honest with yourself as well. See what needs to go and see what can stay, whether that's your routine. You know, if you find yourself with a lot of time on your hands, what can you be doing with that time to better yourself? And I'm not saying like that as like to be like you always have to be working, you always have to be doing this. That's not the case here too. But I think that there's a lot of things we can trim from our life, like trimming the fat basically off of the life and putting that same energy into better things and your own development, because we have the 10 of Pentacles and the Emperor coming through for you with the Magician. All I can say is like what I was saying in the beginning. I was like, that is big boss energy. That is the life that you've dreamed of. That is what you've been working towards. That is your hard work, your effort, and everything paying off for you because you decided to boss up, and they all come from your choices as well. So there's also a message here to be aware of your choices and what it is you're choosing. I feel like Spirit is saying to you, pile 1, that everything is a choice in some way, shape, or form. Whether you're choosing to allow, you're choosing to indulge, you're choosing to do something, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's always a choice to be made, and a lot of it can be subconsciously as well. And so that could be that uprooting that we're seeing for you as well, that you're kind of doing. You're uprooting those roots, those things that are holding you back, and you're allowing yourself to grow and to let in the new you. It's like you're going through some sort of transformation here at the same time, and this is like a level up, because the Emperor can come at times as a challenge for us, because that's about us choosing to make better choices and not just going and giving into our comforts or what it is that we're used to or clinging on to the past. The Emperor is going to come here to challenge us, to be like, you said you want better. Okay, well, I'm going to give it to you, but what are you going to do for it? Like, you had to choose. You have to want it here. Just very interesting. Ooh, 6 of Pentacles. Yeah, what you put out, you were definitely going to get back. The stuff that you put out, the work, that it's not going to be in vain, even if it feels like it, you know? So let's get some more clarifiers. So clarify this 10 of Pentacles for me. What is the 10 of Pentacles here? Oh, we have the 2 of Swords. We have another card about choices here. And I feel like this in particular is you're being asked to, when you make your choices, to make them based off of future you. So, and that's such of Emperor energy as well too. So basically it's like, okay, an example would be like you want to build muscle or something, or this could be build an empire, like build a business. You know, you kind of have to, and I'm saying build muscle because I feel like that body can be such a great metaphor to, like, you know, our discipline and things like that, to building stuff. You know, it's not something that happens immediate. It's something that you choose over and over and over and over again, and then you finally start seeing results. You know what I'm saying? It's something that you have to really trust the process. And I think you're being asked to trust the process here in your life and make choices that the future you would make. So basically, again, like with the working out thing, like if you have goals, if you have aspirations, you know, that you're trying to reach, the choices that you make, I'm getting a phone call, sorry. The choices that you make each and every day is what's going to lead you to your future. You know, I'm hearing again that thing like Rome wasn't built in a day. No, it wasn't. It was built with effort daily. And I think that's what your message is here for you to do as well, too, just to be aware of your choices and remember that you don't just jump leap to where you want to be. Like you create that life slowly but surely, or in each moment with your choices as well. So let's see any other messages here. So what is this Four of Cups? What can you tell me about this Four of Cups here? I'm trying to go fast because I want to, not because I want to speed things up or anything. Like I don't care how long I'm here, but I have some oracles I want to do too. So okay, so we have the Star. I forget this happened with the Star in the last deck. In the last reading, I had like these little X's. I forget that when I don't use a deck that I draw on them to like hide them because I'm not the best editor. So sorry, that kind of comes out as a surprise for me at times. I'm like, whoa, okay, there you go with your little pants and your little shirt. Oh, Star card. But anyways, yeah, having faith and trust, even if things aren't, that's kind of like what we were saying, even if things aren't showing to you right now, even though you are probably sick of where you're at right now with the Four of Cups, even though you feel like you've been trying and you feel like, you know, you've been doing what you need to do, that's great. I'm sure you're 100% correct, but don't lose hope, don't lose faith, and you just really trust the process here for you. Also, yeah, I mean, I was going to say another message too, but I feel like that's we kind of already covered it with this Four of Cups. It's like when things aren't looking the way that you want them to, it doesn't mean that it's not working. There's always something coming. We kind of had that luck coming for you in your charm reading too, if like your back was faced or the cat's back was faced and wasn't seeing this luck. And I love that because the Four of Cups can also represent you being focused a lot on like what's not happening, that you're kind of missing the point here, or you're kind of missing some information. There's something here that you're not seeing, that it would be a great perspective shift for you. And I feel like this is about maybe if you were to take a step back and say like, see how far you have come. And I think you've seen glimpses, pieces and glimpses for the most part, maybe even full-on effects of like how capable you really are. And so Spirit's kind of saying, don't forget that, you know, in those times where you're kind of feeling discontent or you're feeling like it's not working or whatever, don't forget like how far you have come and what you truly are capable of, because the Magician is the master manifester. This is, again, like I said, we have the Magician and the Emperor. I just can't help but to say, like, we have some powerful energy about you creating the life that I feel like you've always kind of wanted to live, or working towards that goal that you've always wanted to achieve, whatever it is. And this could actually bleed into multiple aspects of your life as well too. And the Stars can also be a high hopes card. It's Aquarius energy. It's like 11th house energy of like your hopes and dreams, as well as like, you know, dreaming big. Ooh, we have the Ace of Swords. Clarity is coming to you. You're going to have that breakthrough that you've always wanted to have, or that you've been trying to have. This is about you breaking through, and I feel like things are going to be falling into place for you much better than they were before. I think that you're just being asked to not give up hope and to keep going, and that truth, that moment that you've been waiting for, is coming. Now we have the Five of Cups at the bottom of the deck for you as well too. Again, this is that message again of not focusing on what it is that you don't have. And maybe if you do have to grieve certain things, sometimes that's a process that comes natural as well too. Like grieving your old self is very real. It's something that I think a lot of people don't even talk about, like grieving your that old version of you, because that was where, you know, you found comfort. That was the version of you that got you to where you are now. And it's okay to grieve that, but it's also not okay to keep staying in an area or in an energy or in a cycle that you know that you are so much more better than, or that you've advanced from. You know, you're being called by the universe to grow, and you're doing it. You're doing a great job, don't get me wrong. I think it's just sometimes we just need a little reminder that we're going there. We're on the way, you know? So to try to focus on like positive things, your efforts, you know? I'm also getting a message with this Five of Cups as well too, to not judge yourself so harshly. You know, be that friend that you would be to, you know, your best friend. Like if your best friend was saying or feeling the same things that you're feeling and getting discouraged, you know, you wouldn't be like, oh yeah, that obviously means because it's not happening, or because you're not capable and all that stuff. That's not what you would say, right? Because you wouldn't believe that. You wouldn't think that. So don't think those things about yourself. You know, tell yourself you're doing the best that you can. You're doing a great job. Not even just the best you can. You're doing a great job and you're killing it. And sometimes things just, it's life. It ebbs and flows. If things aren't going your way now, they're definitely going to be going your way in the future, you know? And then it might feel like, again, like maybe you hit a wall again, and then you're going to overcome that as well. It's not all just one perfect lane. And sometimes we have to remember that, you know, we have to be kind of realistic as well to know that things happen. You know, sometimes things take longer than we thought, or sometimes we have to put more work in than we thought, but that doesn't mean that we're not going to get there. The whole point is that you're on the way there. And that's all you really need to know. All right, so let's get some messages from the Oracle. So what are some messages that pile one needs to know right now, or pile one needs to hear right now? There's, I think, a lot about your routines coming out for you as well, too. About your routines, what it is you've been doing, how they've been helping you, how they've been hurting you, breaking those cycles, getting out of the old, coming into the new. That's a message coming through for you as well, too. That can help you. Okay. What does pile one need to know right now? Ooh, bottom of the deck, we have the Fiddle Leaf Fig, which is that death card energy. If things are just not worth it, you know, things in your life, like, you know, that would be like the things that are coming to an end, the things that, you know, like basically with this Fiddle Leaf Fig, it's like the things that you're putting your hard work and effort into that aren't benefiting you need to go, you know, or maybe because we have, oh, sorry, hold on. Sorry, let me set this down. I saw a little booty there, and I'm like, I don't think booty. I think I've had cards with like a little butt on them, and I know they were fine, but you never know here with YouTube these days. Okay, so what was I saying? I don't know. Let's get these cards down, and then we'll talk about it. Oh, this makes perfect sense now. Okay, so we have the Moon. We have the Breast Pump. We also have the Slice. So right now, your energy, your efforts, your attention, you're really being asked to just focus on the things that you love, whether that's a creative thing, you know, your projects, the things that you enjoy, what really calls to you, what it is that you feel you like doing. And everything else, you know, you may be wasting energy by putting it in, by still kind of feeding things that aren't for you. And I think that you're also being asked to be a little bit selfish here with your time. I don't know if I said that in the beginning. Maybe I wanted to, but I didn't. But yeah, be a little bit selfish with your time, as well as this Moon card is coming through to trust the darkness, to trust in your journey, that you are going to make it to the light. Stay loyal to yourself, and to know that the sun is going to rise again, and you're going to be able to see everything so clearly as well. Like, you have all the resources you need to make it through wherever, but this is a great and strong intuitive card, that you are following your intuition, but your intuition also wants you to rid yourself of anything else that you're kind of giving too much energy into that could be draining you. So whether that's people, you know, the past, whether that's thinking too hard about the future, or, you know, for some of you, this could just be like your phone use. things that are kind of draining your time and your energy and your resources that you could be putting towards other things that you love, you know, and even if it's just putting it towards yourself, like you just, you know, need some time for yourself. Yeah, because right when I do that, we have the child, which is all about you making time to play. And this is about you kind of and I love that we actually have the child here in the image is with the moon, and right underneath that we have the mother with the same moon here. Interesting. Okay. I feel like with the mother here, you could be a mother, you know, you could have kids. But I think this is about you as well, making time for yourself, making time for play, doing the things that you love to do, because I feel like you have some sort of creative aspects or creative projects or something along the lines that your intuition is pulling you towards, that could possibly make you some sort of money, or that could make you some sort of foundation here as well too, whether that's the intention or not. I do think that there is an energy of that as well, or just freeing up space, freeing up energy, and freeing up time, and by burning away anything that just is not worth it anymore with this fiddle leaf fig. Yeah, look, we have underneath that, we have the fair weathered friend. Anything that is causing you to sacrifice too much of your time, of your effort, is just too much. Anything that steals your peace is too expensive here. Yeah, you're really being asked to focus on yourself, focus on your life, because you have amazing things coming. You have amazing accomplishments and great things coming towards you. And with that being said, you maybe have been going through some sort of cleanse here. We had that death card as well too, like letting go of anything in the way of that. And I think that's your intuition and your guides and spirit kind of clearing out and making room for all of that abundance we had coming for you. What are some other messages here for pile 1? Believe in your good luck. Oh my gosh. Yeah, with your back faced in that charm reading. Yeah, like you may not even believe that it's coming. Believe that great things can happen to you. Believe that those goals and aspirations or whatever, even if you don't even know what's coming, just believe that things are happening greatly for you in your best and highest good, I guess you would say. You know, I think this is again for you to challenge those old beliefs and that negative mindset. Challenge that and say, look, you know, I get why you're there. I see why we have these doubts and these fears, because things, you know, maybe didn't work out in the past or blah blah blah. But this is a new adventure. Every day is a new day for you. Every time you put in work, put in effort, that's you know, getting a step further, reaching higher. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, it's time for your beliefs and your actions to align now, is what I'm hearing. Like, it's time for, you know, things to just work out for you, because you deserve it. That's why we had all of that. That makes so much sense. That's why we had all of that abundance for you, pile 1, and your charm reading. Like, spirit just wants you to believe that all of those things are coming. And with the luck, you know, you having that cat with the back turned, first of all, it was like you may not even see all of these things, but it's also like you may not even believe that you're lucky, that things are able to work out for you. And that could be something that is very, very deeply rooted, because now I'm seeing that home charm with that uprooting. That could be something that you know logically is not true, that you're telling yourself in your mind, you're saying, I know that's not true. I know I deserve these things. But for some reason, it's just like this lingering little belief. And I'm seeing like a root, like just one root, like one kind of pulling up, and then the whole tree falling over. So you're almost there. You really are. You're almost there. Okay, let's get one more of these cards, and then we'll get the advice for you. So for pile 1, what else does pile 1 need to know, need to hear? Push through any insecurity. Yeah. You got this. Okay, we also have release control. We have clear your mind and talk less and feel more. Ooh, I love that. These kind of cards look very similar too. Oh, that makes sense because it's Cancer and it's Pisces. That makes perfect sense. Ooh, underneath this, we have let your fears dissolve. Yeah, this is about you really, like, when your mind gets very clouded with these doubts and these insecurities, I feel like your spirit team, pile one, is really telling you to, again, challenge that, clear them away. That's not just because you feel something or just because a fear comes up or anything like that. I'm not saying push it down or anything. I'm saying feel it, but do also remember that feelings aren't always necessarily truth. That doesn't mean that something bad's going to happen. That doesn't mean that things are going to go wrong. And that doesn't mean that your mind actually found a problem and you need to abort the whole mission, like cancel all your plans and things like that. No, that's not the case. Push through those, like it says, and allow yourself to not internalize it anymore. And with this talk less and feel more, like this is, again, processing it and releasing it. Letting it go. You don't need to hold on to these things anymore. They were there once to keep you safe, but now they're only holding you back. So now it's time to let these go. And I think with this clear your mind, sometimes that mind chatter, it can be overwhelming, the anxiety or whatever it is that kind of comes to you, those doubts, those fears, the nagging, like the voices, you know what I'm saying, all of that stuff. So when that is happening, sit with the feeling, because I love that these came out together. Sit with the feeling, but other than that, don't give it any more attention, like analytically, like on like why this is here, what's going on. I mean, you can like why, like to get deep rooted to find out where it is, but I'm talking about like is like that kind of mind of like, well, is this coming up because I did this wrong or I did this wrong? You know what I'm saying? Let that go. And a lot of the time that's our ego as well, trying to keep us safe. Our ego does not like us making mistakes, and so it will find things that aren't even real and be like, here, look, a threat. Here, look. So we don't do that. And you're being asked to see through that illusion as well too. That's not true for you. It's not real. I was gonna get this deck for advice, but I think I'm gonna get this deck for you too, just real fast. So what is some advice here we have for pile one, spirit? 2222 on the clock as I look at it. I love this. So we have Azalea, I think it's Azalea. Temperance, find balance and be centered. Yeah, this is, and you know what's crazy too is like, I feel like with your reading, when I get to the oracles, partially it's me. You're not really fully to blame because I had a lot of oracles I wanted to get through, but I do feel like I have to be very rushed. Like I have to get it all out and it has to, and it has to be like that. And so I think Spirit's really saying as well too, to kind of slow down. Give yourself patience and time when you make these decisions, to be centered with this Temperance card, and also give yourself grace to process things at the same time as well too. Temperance is about the spirit realm kind of coming and grounding through at the same time into the earth realm, and that takes patience and that takes time, and that's why those cards mean patience. It means time as well as emotional healing. Make sure you're taking care of yourself internally too, because the outer is going to feel way more chaotic if you're already chaotic inside. And so to be gentle with yourself, give yourself grace and allow yourself to process the things that you need to process. And then we have the white carnation with be true and pure in thought and deed. But I love that it's devotion. And I'm hearing from another oracle that I was almost going to grab as well too. Make your life a moving prayer. So that's with that intention as well, like setting your intentions and kind of doing things along that. Like even if you, for example, like making your life a living intention, I guess you would say would be like setting the intention to cleanse yourself, your energy and your physical body when you take a shower. I'm setting the intention that I want to cleanse myself from any, energies around me that need to go, or anything that I've been holding on to, whatever it is, just, cleansing yourself and allowing all of those things to go down the drain along with the water, that kind of thing, or setting an intention for whatever it is when you begin your day, setting the intentions to begin your day. And that is like a beautiful devotion that you can have to your own life and to your own self. And everything will kind of flow. It seems like everything will kind of flow and work together as well. Same thing with the Temperance, that we were talking about when you're, bottom we have desire. Be certain of where you place your passion. I think that's a lot about that intention as well. But I was going to say, you know, when we feel more aligned, when things are in alignment, when things are in harmony, they definitely work a lot better. So when you are in harmony, being centered, you're balanced, you know, your mind's present, your body's present, your heart is open, all of those things, that's allowing things to work a lot better, to be a lot better for you. Flow a lot easier. Oops, excuse me. Allow things to flow for sure. A lot easier. Okay, let's get one more of these cards for your advice. What do we have here? Oh, speaking of that, we have I am at peace. Oh yeah, peaceful times are coming to you, but you have to be the one to initiate it, pile one. When things are kind of overwhelming, or when the things are kind of getting too much to handle seemingly, whether that's internal or just you got a lot going on, know that you have access to peace. Just believe that you have access to peace wherever you are, whatever is happening. Because a peaceful mindset is a very powerful mindset to have. You're not going to be provoked. You're not going to be influenced, you know, whether that's influenced by your own emotions or anything like that. You know that you're centered and you're at peace, and you're kind of strong. Like it's almost like a tree, again, very rooted. Like you can't just push over a tree. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so we have divine peace and harmony surround me and dwell in me. I feel tolerance, compassion, and love for all people, including myself. Yeah, I feel like it's an emphasis on including yourself, pile one, like when things are kind of going crazy, like, or feeling crazy inside at times. And I'm kind of thinking of like feeling of like just, you know, when you're feeling pressured, or when you're kind of in that anxiety kind of washes over you and floods over you, you know, you can always remember that the peace is inside of you, and that comes with the compassion as well, because sometimes when we're having anxiety, it's because we're kind of beating ourselves up, or we're saying we need to do this, we have to do this, or why didn't I do this? Or sometimes the anxiety can come from us not even believing that we're capable of handling situations before they come. And with that being said, you're more than capable. So with that, try to stay grounded and in your peace, because you are 100% more than capable. Okay, so if you knew that, and the way that spirit knows that, you wouldn't even be worried about anything to come, or anything even leaving your life at the same time. So you got this. I do feel like I kind of need to ground after this reading though, Paiwan. I feel like I was a little like, ooh, but it was not too much in a negative way. Like it's not like I feel like, oh my gosh, I can't. No, I feel like it's like almost an excitement mixed with a little bit of fear and a little bit of unknown. So that usually means that you got some great things coming to you, because the excitement is what we were talking, is kind of what I was trying to say, but I wasn't really able to, about that child. Follow that excitement. And sometimes it's right behind our fears, and it's going to lead you to crazy, amazing destinations, the unknown, because the unknown has limitless possibilities as well. So I love that for you. Trust where you're led, I guess, would be the message with that. But yeah, on that note, I am going to leave this reading here for you. Thank you so much if you stayed till the end. Don't forget to like the video or subscribe if you enjoyed the reading and that's something you're interested in. If you enjoyed the reading and you would like to see more, you're more than welcome to subscribe as well. But thank you to all who do, and thank you to all who support the channel or comment in any way. It means so much to me. I just love you guys so much, and I'm so grateful for every single one of you. And I can't wait to read for you guys in the next one. So hopefully I'll see you there. Bye. Hi Pile 2, and welcome to your reading if you chose the Aura Quartz, or if you chose the Zodiac Tarot, whichever one, welcome. So I'm going to set your tarot to the side, because first things first, I want to get a charm casting reading for you to kind of see anything to come up that you may need to know right now. And then we're going to be getting it deeper into the messages with your tarot, along with oracles and some advice. So I want to get started already, because I feel like we have a lot to cover here. So let's go ahead and start. First, I'm going to use the divination dice. And the first thing I want to ask is, what aspect of your life should you be focusing on right now? So Spirit, what aspect of Pile 2's life should they be focusing on right now? Or what area should they be focusing on? Ooh, we have the 7th house. Interesting. So this is the house of relationships as well. So I feel like there is definite need attention for like the people in your life and maybe how you interact with them as well. There's a lot to learn from what I'm hearing about your relationships, and that could be platonic, and that could be okay. Spirit keeps interrupting me. That's rude, Spirit. Spirit says that maybe you have or have had a lot of mirroring connections, like all the relationships around you are mirroring something to you at this time, whether that's you know, karmic partners, that's soul connections, your family, anything like that. Like for some reason, I guess we were going to see a little bit deeper here, but for some reason the focus is on like your interactions with your relationships and what they are showing you at this time. So let's see, what are the influencing energies to this, Spirit, for pile 2? Oh, we have Saturn. Okay. Interesting. That could be like commitment as well, but Saturn a lot of the time is like restriction. So maybe you feel like you've kind of had relationships or you've been restricted in your relationship. So maybe there's a connection or connections that you felt like they're not going the way that you want to. There's nothing you can do about it right now. It's kind of the energy that I'm getting here. Like it feels very tight, and this is also karmic as well. Saturn is the planet of karma. So I do believe that there is a lot of relationships in your life right now, or at least that were very karmically brought to you. And that doesn't have to just be like a karmic partner. Like everyone that we're kind of destined to meet a lot of the time is on our karmic path, if that makes sense. But let's see some charms now for you. So what are the messages through the charms for pile 2, please? Okay. Interesting. Okay. Oh, right. Sorry, I'm kind of taking a look here. And then we got a tarot card. So what card did we... Oopsies. Ooh, we got the moon. We got the moon and Scorpio in the abundance. So there is there's a mysterious, transformative type of energy here for you in your abundance. Let's see. We'll just start here at the top. So we have the Aries charm for you and the create. So I feel like this is about you taking action and creating the life that you know that you want to live, or creating the certain things. This could be about specific creations, but I feel like this is about you kind of taking charge and taking back control over what it is that you are creating, whether you're subconsciously creating things or consciously creating things. Like it doesn't even have to be just like specific like manifestations. It could just literally be like, you know, you creating your life through your perspective and things like that. But this is all about you taking back control, taking action, and taking charge to the things that you want to create. Now, in the money department, we could be having some sort of a little bit of a tower moment at times in this money department. And I think that this is a very healing thing. This is about you and your constructs. And because we have this love me charm, this is about you and what you've been learning about maybe needing money and your relationship with money. Like this is about those things kind of breaking and crumbling and realizing that you are loved and you're going to be taken care of regardless, and that you don't need it desperately, but that you want it for maybe other reasons, for financial freedom, to feel safe. You know, a lot of times we feel like we need money because we feel like we're not safe without it, because that's kind of how our society is. You know, it's like you have to have this to get this and stuff like that. And so that's something that is very common, but I think that you're being asked to move beyond those limitations, move beyond those illusions of this, and allow money to come in and flow more freely. And I think that has a lot to do with the creation, because when you kind of get out of this lack mindset, or you kind of, you stop giving a lot of energy to the fear of it, of the fear of not having it or focusing on what you don't have, is when things are going to come a little bit more easily, or at least it's going to give you some more peace of mind. You know what I'm saying? Because just by you focusing on a fear isn't going to change anything, right? It's not. In fact, I think it makes it a little bit worse, if you ask me, but you know what I'm saying? And so it's kind of getting out of that like desperation of needing money. And I'm not saying you're desperate. This is something that I think everyone kind of goes through, at least in their life. Like we all kind of have to go through some kind of struggle, at least. I mean, maybe not financially. We all have our own different struggles and things, but you get what I'm saying. So it's like nothing to be ashamed of. This is something that I've learned as well too, that I've had to go through many times as well too, especially in money. I actually have Saturn in my second house, and that is the house of money. So trust me, I completely understand, and no judgment here, but it looks like you're going to be kind of overcoming this, rising above this, or like jumping over this hurdle in this money department. And it looks like around Christmas time, for some of you, that could be very specific, that things are going to be getting a lot better around Christmassy time. Now, if you're watching this when I'm filming this, Christmas is in, we're like in the middle of November. So, you know, that's kind of like in a month or two, a month and a half as well. So that's soon, kind of things kind of getting better here in the money department as well too. Like maybe for some of you even after Christmas, because I know sometimes those Christmas gifts will get you and things like that. But for the most part, if you're not even watching this around Christmas time, like say Christmas just passed or something, and you're like, oh my gosh, I have to wait a whole year, that doesn't necessarily have to be true. This is about you kind of jumping over those hurdles here, okay? And then so in the home, which is interesting, we kind of have the fish here, which is about things kind of moving and going with the flow in the home area of your life, kind of trying to let yourself flow more or go more as well. But I feel like the fact that it was kind of going into the romance section, I think that there's a need to let that flow through as well. Anything in your romance that could be affecting your peace, because a lot of time our home is our comfort and our peace. Kind of just go with the flow here. You're kind of being asked to just go with the flow and release things. Anything that is holding you back or holding you down, you know, it's time to kind of let go of that. And that's in regards to your peace. Anyone or anything that is causing you to constantly, you know, lose your peace, or cost you your peace, I guess you would say, is kind of, you're saying it's too expensive. And with the fish kind of being upside down in this way, you know, it's like maybe there's a little bit resistance to kind of going with the flow and letting things happen naturally, or, you know, letting things enter and leave your life when it's supposed to. And that's okay too, but just know that, you know, you're going against the current is just gonna make life a little bit harder, is like what I'm seeing here. Because in the begin part of here, we have you beginning to take back control. And I love that with that create with this Aries, take back control of where it is you're going, what it is you feel like you need, and all of that stuff. And then maybe even like a new direction, like beginning in a completely new direction, which is going to lead you to you know, a completely new scenario, new life. And I think that there's with this, what is this called? Like a steering wheel? But it's not a steering wheel on a boat. It's called something else. But the reason why I feel like that is because, the reason why I want to know what it's called, because the specific one on a boat usually is moved by the captain. So this is like the captain, you're the captain of your own ship now. Like you're the caller of your own shots now. And I think that there's a message to, beginning to take back control. And it's like you jumping in that driver's seat, and knowing that you're going and you're being led as well. I feel like there's a message here of like knowing that you're divinely led and you're divinely guided, even if you don't know every step of the way, or even if you don't know all of the answers yet, to kind of trust in the process. Because we can see that with the fish, the little fish trying to get out of the comfort zone, trying to go over here, but You know, it's not going to happen unless, you know, it's supposed to happen, at least at this time. I do think that, though, you know, eventually in the romance department, eventually there is going to be someone coming into your life that you do feel very safe with, because with this anchor as well, this is about releasing the people that are holding you down, and only the people that make you feel like, it's like, what I'm trying to say is that it's like, what am I trying to describe it at? Now I almost just lost that whole thought. Dang it. Someone that's good, you know, finding someone that's going to hold you down. You know what I'm saying? It's like we have a lot of boat and fish things. So it's like, you know, when you feel right, or when that person comes, you know, you will feel it like through the way that they give you peace, the way that they take care of you, the way that they hold you down, and very grounded as well. But until then, or if that's someone that you have now, you know, you'll know. But until then, to kind of just keep going with the flow as well. And I think with this home and this fish kind of connected, this is about you and your heart, you know, kind of flowing through, allowing things to kind of happen and go, and when they're meant to happen, because we do have a lot in the romance here, you know, so that's an aspect. Oh, we have the 7th house as well too. So this could be about, I completely forgot. This could be about you kind of letting go of anyone that, or anything that's holding you back, but knowing that the right people are going to give you peace, and the right people are going to hold you down. And you're not going to have to feel like you have to fight so hard for the right people. You're not going to have to feel like that, you know, you're swimming up current for the right people. Like, that's going to happen naturally as well. And that's when you take back control and take charge. And, I think it's like a real focus on self right now too, since it is Aries, because Aries is the exact opposite of the 7th house. Aries is the 1st house. But that was kind of the message as well too, with that mirroring, because it was like the 7th house mirroring, you know, the 1st house. It's like the 1st house is you, and the 7th house is like relationships to you, you know. You get it. You get what I'm saying. Speaking of 7th house, the 7th house is Libra. We have a Libra charm and it says charming. It's a charming charm here as well in the ego. So I feel as though we also have this cactus and the ego as well too. And I think this is about your ego letting go of again, that like lack mindset, being very discerning of who you let into your life. Not everything that glitters is gold with this charming at the same time. And also remembering that things are going to bloom for you with this cactus. If you felt like things are dry, or you don't have love, or you don't have money, or you don't have things like that, so it's something that I think Spirit's kind of saying to have a perspective shift, because things are going to be happening for you. Things are happening for you. It is going to get better, as well as you know, the cactus is a symbol of perseverance, that these dry times are not going to last forever, that you are going to be receiving your abundance again. And we do have the things in the abundance, which is great. We have transformation in your abundance, but we also have the moon. So that's like unforeseen things as well too. Like there's mystery there. There's following your intuition, and it will lead you to the end of this period, because we have like you beginning again, and this creating again. Like, this is all like new beginnings coming for you, and the drought is going to be over. So don't let your ego cling on to the lack mindset. Don't let your ego tell you that it's not happening for you, because it is. And I think that you're being guided to trust where you're being led, even if it doesn't look like you're going in the right direction right now, or even if it doesn't feel like no matter what your circumstances around you are saying, to trust that you're going to be okay as well. And with the charming here and the ego, this could also be a message as well, as to, you don't need to be liked by everybody. In fact, maybe for some of you, this is about you and your relationships with other people, and like not needing to worry too much about what they think of you. What other people think of you is really none of your business. A lot of the time, what other people think of you is just a perception. It's just what other people feel like they see. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, like, I have Neptune in my 1st house, and so that is definitely, I completely understand that too. Neptune is a planet of illusions, and I feel like there's a lot of people that always assumed they could understand me, but they never really knew. You know what I'm saying? And so my ego at times would want to be like, well, I need to show them who I really am, and blah, blah, blah. But no, you don't need to do that. No. People think what they want to think. And the thing about the reason why I felt called to bring up the Neptune is because people are going to see what they want to see. And so many people would see different things as well. Like someone could see you as this person. Someone could see you as this person. None of those even have to be true. As long as you know yourself and you know who you are, that's all that matters. What anyone else has to say about you is, it's a reflection of them. So you don't need to be liked by everyone with this charming charm in the ego. It's okay for other people to think things. It's not your fault, and it's not anything that, you know, is really like, I feel like for some of you there's a message that it's like controlling other people's perception of you is just a waste of your beautiful precious energy. So to shift that, kind of pull it back if you feel the need to. Now, I love that we have this key in the release, because I feel like this is saying that you need to have more fun, pile 2, if that's possible. Anything that, you know, I feel like that is holding you back, like if you feel like your inner child has been locked away, because it's the Disney and the key, if you feel like your inner child has been locked away, it's time to like open up that door again and release anything that is stopping you from, you know, enjoying things. Like if that's people, if that's your own mind, like even if your own mind or your ego, because this was kind of in the ego as well too, like your ego could maybe be stopping you from enjoying things or having more fun or just being a little bit lighthearted. I think it's like, you know, anything that's kind of weighing you down, holding you down. It could be a romantic partner for some of you. You know, you're being asked to just release it and allow yourself to play more, allow yourself to have more fun, and allow yourself to just be that person, like, you know, that like that inner child, like, you know, whether that's you even being that safe person for yourself, for your inner child to come out free of judgment. You know, one of the things too, or I was going to say free of cringe. Don't even get me started. There's such a big thing. Like I see it all over these days, is everything. Everyone's like, oh, that's cringe. Oh, you don't do that. That's cringe. It's like, really? Am I cringe? Or am I just holding up a window to all of your internal shame? All of the ways that you won't even let yourself act like because you judge yourself, okay? That's cringe. That's what cringe is. Sorry, I feel really passionate about that, obviously. But you know what I'm saying? Like, let yourself be free. And don't judge yourself. Be that safe space as well. I think that, and there could be some inner child healing as well in this release coming for you to open up that door as well, because I feel like this could be connected to the family. So this could be like ancestral wounds, or this could just be deeper, because there's a key here with the whale tail about diving deeper into your family, into your roots, or whether that's just like your own internal roots that were brought from your family. Like a lot of the times we believe things, or we see things a certain way, or we feel certain ways about ourselves, you know, because that's what we were around when we were growing up. Like, you know, with money wounds, if you grew up in a house that your parents or your family was really struggling, and they had a lot of fear and a lot of anxiety, you know, around money. And that sounds so personal to me, because I was just saying I have second house Saturn, and that's exactly like, that's it. But anyways, but you know what I'm saying? Like, for example, like then you're kind of grow up with this wound around money. Same thing with love and relationships. Like if you grew up around a parent that, or an unhealthy relationship dynamic, sometimes those wounds can run really deep in you, or even insecurities. Like if you grew up with a parent that was very insecure about themselves or their looks or things like that, you know, that could have just been something you naturally have within you as well, and not even known, you know, not even known it came from them or whatever. So there's some deeper healing kind of to be looked at in your family. But yeah, with this luck here, this is an interesting one. So we have, I feel like right now with the luck, it's like this could be in regards to that Christmas time as well too, kind of things coming more towards Christmas, because we have this like reindeer looking thing. But to me, this is an elk, and this elk represents being very like dignified. Elk energy is like the emperor energy to me, and this could be about you kind of creating your own luck, or making the right decisions to where you know, are just in better places and your luck is better. And you know what I'm saying? Kind of being like very stern and having that strength, and not being afraid to kind of butt heads with other people as well too, because I feel like luck is on your side. And I think that with this kind of dress here as well too, when you feel better about yourself, so that could be like you dressing better or looking better, you're gonna attract better things, so you may feel like luckier as well. Just in that regards, I feel like it's more or less of like taking care of yourself and watching your luck kind of change. You're gonna watch your luck change when you make better choices, when you know, when you do the right thing, or like, or when also, this is like an energy too of like, I don't know why I'm getting like, there's like an energy too of like a masculine energy around you as well. That could be an ancestor here, but there's a masculine energy as well that is very protective over you, and it's almost like kind of like a father figure or maybe grandfather figure, but they're very protective over you, and they're trying to get you to see something in specific about your luck. And I think it's about worthiness here. Maybe this could be like insecurities. I know this sounds so vague, and maybe the tarot will bring it up too, but there's something about worthiness and knowing that your luck, like people would be lucky to have you kind of energy is like what they're trying to say. Like, you know, to you are the luck. You create the luck too. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is like big boss energy here too. So interesting. But let's talk about your abundance now. I think we talked about every single one except for the abundance. So we have the moon card with Scorpio, and like we were saying, that is mysterious type of energy here. Now I think that this is about you kind of maybe believing in that, believing in your abundance, believing in your abilities and your luck as well, because I think that there's a lot of healing and transformation coming to you. And I think that I feel like if you've been kind of maybe feeling almost to the point where you've been going through kind of like a dark night of the soul, or you felt like, you know, things haven't been working out for you, if you feel like you didn't have good luck, or there's just in the abundance department you feel almost like this, you know, it's like dry. Things are going to be changing for you. Things are going to be transforming for you. And I feel like, you know, you've been doing a lot of deep healing. This is a pile that's definitely been doing a lot of deep healing. Maybe for some of you, you felt like you've even been kind of going through it. This is paying off. And there are things around you. There's other energies around you that you don't see. And there's things happening for you with the moon that you're not able to see. And anything that's making you feel like you're not abundant, and anything that's making you feel like you're not worthy, and anything that's making you feel like, you know, you don't have what it takes or whatever, this is an illusion. And you're being asked to release that with this moon card as well too. You're being asked to rise above that. That's not true. You are an abundant being and you are loved. And everything that you need will be given to you. Sometimes we have to go through tough lessons in order to realize that, or not even in order to realize that. Sometimes we just go through tough lessons, or sometimes life just doesn't feel like it's on our side at times. And that doesn't mean that you're any less abundant than anyone else, or you're any less worthy than anyone else. Especially when it comes to the people you surround yourself with the 7th house, as well as I think, you know, this Saturn energy, there's could be like some sort of protection around you from people, from jealousy, and maybe even some hidden things. Okay, so for whatever reason, I think that's a strong message coming through. But on that note, I do feel like there is a little bit of a heaviness energy over you, like a heavy cloud over you, and I think that this is going to be lifting, because with the moon, you know, after the moon and after that kind of deep transformative scorpionic energy comes the sun. It does get better, you know. And I think that, like, especially even like with this whale tail, like things coming to the surface is gonna help. You know, it's like coming to the surface for air and things. And I feel like with this beginning, you know, things are gonna be changing for you. I feel like this, is it a rower? No, oh my gosh, what is the name? Steering wheel, whatever, you get it. This is a sign that things are going to be changing. Things are shifting for you at the same time. So, and I feel like there's going to be some energy coming to you as well too. If you felt a little bit depressed lately, there's going to be some, maybe like a new spark with this new beginning, to where you feel like you have more energy to do the things that you need to do, face the things that you need to face. If this isn't going to last forever. But on that note, we are going to head to your tarot reading now. So thank you for staying all the way to the end if you stayed here. And if you would like to enjoy the second part of your reading, the tarot reading, it's going to begin right now. All right, welcome pile 2 to the second part of your reading. So today we are asking what it is that you need to hear most right now. So this could be in addition to your charm casting, or this could be something completely different. I'm going to leave it open to see what's going to come up. So Spirit, what does pile 2 need to hear the most right now? We have the Sun in reverse. I feel like the main, I mean, we're going to get obviously the whole story with the other tarot, but I feel like one of the main messages for you that you need to hear right now is that it is going to get better, pile 2. The sun will come out for you, even if you can't see it right now. Even if you can't find the joy in this right now, or you can't find the lesson, or you can't find anything of why this could be happening to you, just know that it is going to get better, because the Sun card in reverse can mean that, you know, maybe we're not in the best of times, but to kind of keep your heart open and keep that hope alive, that it will get better, because the Sun in reverse is still a very positive card. It's still saying that the sun is going to come out. It's just maybe not there yet. This could be in regards to a situation, a relationship that you are in the process of healing from as well. Let's see. What does pile 2 need to hear right now, Spirit? We have the 8 of Pentacles. I'm hearing things are working out for you in your favor. We have the Sun in Virgo as well for this. And then we have the Sun here too. So we have Leo and Virgo energy. I feel like the Sun in Virgo is really about you. What was I going to say? You know, you really kind of getting down to the nitty gritty, if that makes sense. Realizing what it is you need to do, what's worth your effort, what's not, as well as kind of looking at things through a very analytical approach and really being honest with yourself. Now, the 8 of Pentacles is about hard work as well, too. And it's about work, but it's also about, you know, the work that you are putting into something. You're perfecting a craft here, or it's going to work out for you in the end, because all of this hard work is not going to go in vain. So whether that's working on yourself or your job as well, or anything of that nature, I think the focus right now should be in your development. Oh, we have the Magician. I love that. So we have manifestations coming for you. So things are coming for you, and things are... I'm hearing the Magician is your personal power. Okay, let me just get all the cards out and then we'll talk about it. So what does pile 2 need to hear right now? We have the Ace of Pentacles. I love that for you. This is a new opportunity coming for you. Okay, clarifying the Sun in reverse. We have Death. Okay, the hard times are ending is what you need to hear right now. Like we said with that Sun card in reverse, it is getting better, okay? Sometimes things have to end. We do have, again, we have Death, we have Scorpio energy. Where do we have that Scorpio for you? In your abundance. Okay, we had it in your abundance. So things are transforming for you, and it is getting better. Even if you can't see it right now with the Sun in reverse, just know that it will get better. 8 of Pentacles. Clarify this 8 of Pentacles for me. We have Strength. So we have, again, more Leo energy and more Virgo energy. We have the Hermit and we have Leo. That is so funny. Okay, so let's see. We have a lot of Earth energy here because with the Ace of Pentacles, we have Capricorn. Well, we already said Scorpio, but we have Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. So we have a lot of Virgo energy. All right. Yeah, you have tremendous amount of inner strength, and I think sometimes you don't see it, or you may not even believe the amount of inner strength that you have here to pull yourself out of one situation and to completely transform your life in a way that I'm not saying it's not going to take hard work and it's not going to be, you know, easy all the time, but you have this inner power that I feel like you're barely even tapping into, and I think that you have a lot of inner gifts that are coming out or coming to the surface that I feel are going to benefit you and be very rewarding for you in your life. Now, your work ethic is not your problem. You definitely have a great work ethic here. Oh, geez. Excuse me. Sorry about that. You definitely have a good work ethic here. It's about believing in yourself. That is one of the main messages here for you. It's about believing in yourself, trusting where you're led, and maybe even taking some time out for yourself with the Hermit here to really go within and to find that drive, to find that passion, and realize, and you know, kind of have that moment to yourself to where you are that creator, where you come out and you're creating this whole different life for you, this whole different reality. We also have the Magician, which is number 1, and on the ace it's pictured number 1 as well too. So we have 111, or that could be 1111 as well. We also have 2 8s. Oh no, we don't. Yeah, we do. We have 2 8s. For some reason I was thinking death card is 8, but that's 13. Anyways, let's see what is this Magician about, Spirit, for pile 2. This message for pile 2. Ooh, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So yeah, there's your ability to manifest abundance. I think it has been, you've been triggered, at least in the recent past to past. For some of you, this could have been, you know, you leaving somebody, like a relationship, and maybe having to do things on your own. But for most of you, this is about you and your relationship with yourself, and being that creator of your life that we saw with that Aries in the first house, which the Aries is also the Emperor as well. And this is about you cultivating that security, but first it starts within you, and then it's going to manifest in the outer world, or it could be manifesting in the outer world already, but you know what I'm saying. It's like this security within yourself and your abilities, and the trust and faith that you have in yourself to overcome and to accomplish. Like, you have a lot of great things that you are going to be accomplishing, or you're accomplishing right now. And I think that one of the biggest things that you need to let go of is the insecurity or the doubt that you even have the capability to do it, because you definitely 100% have the capability to do it. The Magician is the master manifester. The Magician is the make it happen captain. The Magician is the, you know, the one that has all the tools that the Magician needs and everything to create the life that the Magician would feel most comfortable living with this Queen of Pentacles. And I say most comfortable living, I kind of mean that a little lightly, because sometimes that does require us to get out of our comfort zone, but I mean like a comfortability with this Queen of Pentacles, like sitting pretty, you know, you have everything that you need. Look at this Queen of Pentacles face. She's not even worried about it. In fact, she looks a little bored. She's like, what's next? All right, I got that. What's next? But still, you know, she's holding her giant pentacle because this is everything that she's cultivated. And I feel as though this is about you cultivating that comfort, that life that you've always wanted, and being so secure and grounded in yourself that nothing or no one can come in and shake it up for you. Because it's like, I feel like once you get through this, anything else is going to be like water under the bridge. Like, once you get this, or once you do this, or overcome whatever it is that you're going through, I feel like you're going to be like, any other challenge is going to be like a piece of cake. Like, you're going to be like, whatever. Like, look what I did for myself. I don't need you. I don't need you. I don't need you. I can do it again. I did it, and I'll do it again too. So why is this Ace of Pentacles here? What's up with this Ace of Pentacles? Is this a new opportunity? Is this... we have the Four of Cups, and we have the Devil. Okay. I feel as though with the Devil, this is kind of like that restrictive. We have that Capricorn, Saturn, you know, restrictive energy here. But I feel like what you're not seeing and what your spirit team wants you to know is that this is the motivation and everything that you need. It's a gift in disguise. It's a blessing in disguise, because what you're really doing is you're really getting back to your roots. You're getting back to your true self, and you're going to be standing in your power and seeing your power. And it needed to take it needed to be this right now for you to overcome this. And I think that when we look at it through the eyes of like everything is here to help us, and everything is here for us to grow and to overcome and to be better, because what you're doing is you're wanting better and you're going to get better. And I think one of the things that sometimes is a tough lesson is that no one is going to come and save us, that sometimes we have to be our own savior, and we have to do what it is that we feel we need to do to be where we need to be, or to get what we want to get. And that requires us making the tough decisions, and that requires us breaking free from the chains, and that requires us looking at everything as an opportunity for development, instead of it's holding me back, it's hindering me, and I can't take it anymore, and I can't do it anymore. You know, I think that there's a message here of like you being, with that perspective in mind, being very powerful in realizing that these things aren't here to break you. These challenges aren't here. These restrictions aren't here to hold you back forever. What you're doing is you're getting some sort of drive here as well, sorry, I lost my train of thought again. I was going to look at these cards. Ooh, we have the Seven of Cups options. We have the Four of Cups. Yeah, it's like not seeing. Ooh, we have the Nine of Wands, the Queen of Wands, the Four of Cups, and the Three of Pentacles. The universe is working with you to create something amazing, to create your circumstances to be so much better, to create whatever it is that you're desiring. Now, I feel like with the Four of Cups, there is a message kind of like this, that to see things a little bit differently, even if things aren't looking that way right now. Things aren't always what they seem. And you know what's crazy with the abundance? We had the moon in your abundance card and your abundance section as well too. Things aren't always what they seem. You're not seeing the bigger picture. You're not able to see everything right now, but things are actually working in your favor. And I know for some of you that may sound so crazy, so hard to believe, but it's actually true. And then we have this being confident, you know, in where you're going and where you feel led, as well as the Nine of Wands is your resilience. Yeah, your resilience is going to definitely pay off here. You overcoming these things are going to definitely pay off here. Let's see some oracles. What else? What other messages do we have for pile 2, please? What are some other messages? We have the breast pump. We have the slice. We have the Two of D's, and we have the Zoom meeting. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have the Audacity, which this Audacity card goes great with everything. Like anyone and anything that has the audacity to screw you up, to get you off track, to distract you, it's got to go. You may, with the breast pump, you know, it's time for you to focus and to, gosh, dang it. I'm just going to accept the fact that these are not going to be straight. Oh my gosh. It's a mess. Maybe things are looking like a mess for you right now, but they're going to get straightened out. That's funny. Okay, get the fuck over there. Excuse my language. I'm not messing around with you today. I'm not playing these games with you anymore. Oh God. All right. You know, just like how I was going to say with the breast pump, I spent way too much energy focused on that and trying to fix those little things. And that's exactly the message that I was going to say with the breast pump. Where are you spending your energy? What is draining you? What are you focused on right now? Is it lack? Is it what you need? And I think that with all of these other cards talking about letting go of certain things, you know, I kind of want to read the Zoom meeting one, because I feel the Zoom meeting, for some reason, I feel the Zoom meeting one might have a great message there. But I feel like it's like you may have a lot going on. You may have a lot of things right now that you kind of just need to cut and just get to the bulk of it. Spirit's really asking you to just focus on where you want to be, or what it is that you need, or whatever goal it is, or whatever, you know, whatever it is, you know, that you're trying to get to, and that kind of not let everything else cloud your mind. I feel like there's a lot of chatter. There's a lot of things going on here. And so focus your energy on the things that you know are going to benefit you. Anything else that's stealing your peace, or anything else. Oh my gosh, I was just going to say with this Audacity card, anything else that's still stealing your peace, I was going to say like wave goodbye, but hold up a middle finger at the same time. Like, and then we have the 0 Fs card as well. So yeah, anything of that, anything like that, you know, I don't know if I can show that on YouTube, but we're going to see if it works. But I'm flipping the air off next to me, because it's like, and get the out of here, okay? I don't have time for you. And with this Zoom meeting here, I think this is about you saying no to certain things as well, freeing up certain space to focus on what it is that, you know, you're desiring, or focus your energy on the things that are needed for you right now. Because with the pizza slice, this card can be coming out to say that, you know, there's something that you have your mindset on, or there's something that you are very drawn to, obsessed with, maybe, to say the least, to focus that onto your obsessions, into your passions, to channel that could be with this Devil card as well too, with this Ace of Pentacles. You know, you could be really into something right now and wanting to do something with it, or wanting to focus on that, and Spirit's really saying, yes, that's to do that, actually, to limit everything else right now and just have tunnel vision on something here. And then we have the Two of D's, which the Two of D's is a very vague card. But I'm getting here what it means for you is that, you know, you got the balls to accomplish whatever it is. You got the balls to do whatever it is that you need to do. And sometimes you have to remind yourself that you have these cojones, no matter what your gender is, okay? I mean that as in, like, the figurative. Like, you are brave. You have the strength to do it. And not many other people would, okay? You have a lot more strength than I think you give yourself credit for, and I think you have a lot more power and strength than the people around you. So when people try to push their limiting beliefs on you, or to tell you that's crazy, or you'll never make it, you'll never be anything without me, pile two, that's when you throw up that middle finger and you say, you know what? You're right. I'll never be anything with you, but without you, I'll be everything I'm supposed to be. Get the F out of here. Sorry. So I'm like, sorry, because I just want to cuss up a storm. That's usually how I talk, but I kind of have to make it PG for YouTube. So regardless, what did I say I want to read? The Zoom meeting for you. Let's see what this, hey, I just dropped a card from another thing, and it's self-love, creation, and intentions. Ooh, sign. It's a sign. Okay, what number is the Zoom meeting? We have 27. Okay, so with the Zoom meeting, we have working from home, juggling work, life, kids, pets, and the looming virus, pantless, all while smiling for a Zoom conference call. Is there a spare serrated knife in my kitchen I can use on myself? But the message is, cut the crap. So many unnecessary meetings, routines, relationships. We go through the motions even while we are on fire. It's okay to say no. Declutter your life without guilt. Well, that's kind of what we said. If not, I guess we didn't even need to read that, but I love that funniness. Yeah, anything that's just, you're like, ugh, I don't want to do that, or I don't have to do that. And it's not obviously something that, you know, you like have to do, because obviously in life we have to do things that we don't want to do every once in a while, you know what I'm saying? But you get what I'm saying. Like anything else, like obligations, too much. Maybe get out of your day-to-day routine as well too. Kind of uplift yourself. If you're kind of maybe been feeling like bogged down by like the same old, maybe do something different, get a new routine, start something else. Go for a walk every day, or, you know, just kind of lift yourself out of that same everyday routine and give yourself, like, bring yourself some more spark. Again, don't feel like you have to be obligated to anyone else just because, you know, your needs are just as important as anyone else's. And especially when it comes to a pile like this, where I feel like a lot of your energy needs to be focused in on something, or whether that's just change or whatever, you know, it's important for you to take charge and to do that for yourself. Yeah. Okay, let's get some other oracles. What else does pile 2 need to hear right now at this time, please? Open up to change. Oh, I love that. Yeah, open up to change, and things kind of, I heard things starting to go your way. Open up to that as well too. Open up to the possibilities that things are changing for you, even if they don't look like it right now. And this could be, again, about that kind of getting out of that same old, getting out of that day-to-day routine, getting out of that old stuff that feels like boggling you down. In order to change, you know, we have to make those choices, and we have to do different things at the same time. We have trust the universe coming out for you. And then we also have make time for self-love. Yeah, there's a definite energy here of making time for yourself. Pile 2, making sure you're your first priority. And then you have other priorities, finding a balance between that. Finding the perfect balance and the perfect like equilibrium where you can do what you need to do here. You can handle that, but you also have the time to do the things for yourself as well. It's very important. There's a perfect balance and harmony that I think can be made with, you know, the right amount of, like we were talking about, trimming, the right amount of saying no, or just deciding on what it is that is important to you, more important, getting kind of your priorities in order as well. And then, you know, with this trust the universe, I feel like, you know, I feel like you have been trusting the universe. I feel like maybe for some of you, you felt as though your faith has been a little tested at times with maybe the people, you've been challenged by the people around you as well. And things are going to be coming back to balance. Things are going to be getting better. Just make sure you're revitalizing your energy. Make sure you're getting enough sleep. Make sure you're doing what's best for your mind just as much as what's for your physical. Make sure you're spending time with your emotional, your spiritual as well too, like getting practices in. And I feel like for some of you, you may feel like there's not enough hours in the day to do all these things. And that's when that priorities comes in mind. You know, it's kind of, okay, what's the most important thing? But right now, yourself seems to be the most important thing. Everything else is going to work out. You just have trust and faith that you're headed in the right direction. You're going where you need to go, and you're going to be where you want to be. Okay, so on that note, let's go ahead and get into the advice. I think it's so funny I'm like, let's get into the advice, but the whole freaking reading is like advice. But that's just what I call it, okay? So what advice do we have here for pile 2? Ooh, we have Temperance. We have at the bottom of the deck, we have the Moth Orchid with communication, which is listen and speak with greater care. This one came out in pile 1 as well too. You had actually a couple similarities to pile 1 in different ways, but it was different at the same time, so do with that information what you will. So we have the Azalea with Temperance. Find a balance and be centered. We have Geranium. I don't know if that's how you say that. Sorry if that's not how you say that, but it's virility. Okay, now I'm just having tongue twisters up in here. Virility. So shake it up a little. You've got this. Wow, isn't that exactly what we were just saying? Trying to find a balance, but also doing things differently. And this is a great advice in regards to, like, you've kind of learned or been learning what's working for you and what's not. If you're still learning what works for you and what doesn't, you know, that's where that shake it up. Try this. Don't be afraid to don't be afraid to do this. Don't be afraid to switch it up. You know what I'm saying? And you'll see what works. You'll learn what works as well. But with this Temperance, about finding that balance, you know, don't overdo it. Don't overexert yourself to the point where you reach some sort of burnout here. Stay centered and focus on your emotional aspects as well too. I feel like there's a need to tend to, you know, your emotional body at the same time, which that would be like that self-love in a way as well too. And I'm just getting, like, you know, in other readings, I'm like, I always say, like, oh, self-love is more than just a bubble bath and a face mask, but I'm feeling for you. Take a bubble bath or a spiritual bath or a cleansing bath. Do some face masks. Do some things that make you feel good. That's something that I really feel it would be helpful to you. If you do that, then that's great. I'm hearing that, like, maybe some of you are in a bath right now. Or something, but that's great. Then you're just right where you need to be. But don't overexert yourself to where you tip the scales. A perfect balance and a perfect equilibrium is going to present itself to you in order to accomplish all these things and stuff. And don't worry about having to please everyone else at the same time. I think right now it's really focusing on yourself. Trying to grab this. All right, so what is the final advice here that we have for pile 2? That's way too many cards. Gosh, this whole time. But you know what? I'm not going to worry about it. This looks a disaster, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to do what I can. Okay. And the bottom of the deck, we have I am open and receptive to new avenues of income. That's exciting. That's kind of something that I feel has definitely been coming to you or you've been wanting. So the first one we have is freedom is my divine right. I am free to think wonderful thoughts. I move beyond past limitations into freedom. I am now becoming all that I am created to be. Wow, that's powerful, especially for this reading. I love that. It's like freeing yourself from all of these restrictions and all of these things that, you know, some people just stay accustomed to for, you know, for their whole life. You know, the rat race, this going in this direction, going in this direction. I feel like for you personally, pile 2, you're somebody that needs meaning in your life. You need sustenance and you need meaning. And I think that this is about you creating a life that is very meaningful to you, a very purposeful life to you. And that's going to be something that I think is in regards to, you know, your future and things like that. It's going to be very rewarding. When we just kind of go through the motions and do things because, you know, we were told to do them or we feel like we have to do them, that's kind of like, it feels very empty. And I feel like your life is going to be filled with meaning here, which is beautiful. All right, the next card we have is I can release the past and forgive everyone. I free myself and everyone in my life from old past hurts. They are free and I am free to move into new glorious experiences. Yes, and with this forgiveness, it's going to allow you to make that room for new experiences and new things and not base it off the past anymore. And I think that a lot of our past experiences definitely shape and mold who we are today and who we become in life. And with that being said, forgiving these past experiences that have molded us to be this way and understanding, you know, that they were conditioning or understanding that they were keeping us safe or that this person, you know, or if it's a person like this person, you know, we didn't see that, or maybe just forgiving that it didn't work out the way, you know what I'm saying? Or like forgiving other people's mistakes because it has nothing to do with your worth and all of that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Once we forgive these things and we move past it, we're able to begin again and we're able to create something different. It doesn't have to be the same over and over again. It's different for you now. And I love that. I think there's a beautiful new beginning. We saw that in your charms coming for you. And I think you have a lot of beautiful potential, to say the least. And freedom is something that we all want, right? Financial freedom, freedom of speech, freedom to be who we are and all of that stuff. And that's something that you're creating for yourself as well. And I love that for you. So yeah, I'm going to leave this reading here. Thank you so much if you stay till the end. Don't forget to subscribe if you aren't already subscribed and you enjoyed this reading and you would like more. Feel free. Thank you to anyone who likes, comments, or supports the channel in any way. It means so much to me, and I just am always so grateful for every single one of you, and I can't say that enough, so thank you, and I will see you guys in the next pick a card. Bye! Hi, Pile 3, and welcome to your reading if you chose the Labradorite Tower, or if you chose the Star Seeker Tarot, whichever one, welcome. So we're going to be putting your tarot to the side for a few, just because the first thing we're going to start off with here is a charm casting reading for you to see all the messages that you may need to hear right now, and then we're going to be going deeper into other messages or the same messages, whichever comes up through the tarot. So let's go ahead and get started, because these readings have been very long, but in a good way, of course. They're kind of been split into two parts. So the first part is the charm casting reading, and then the second part, like I said, will be the tarot. It's kind of split into two. So feel free to check either one out when you feel called to, or whatever the case is. But let's go ahead and begin here. So the first thing I want to do is I want to see what area of your life should you be focusing on right now? So Spirit, what area of Pile 3's life should they be focusing on right now? Excuse me. Oh, we have the fifth house. Interesting. So the fifth house can definitely be, it's a very creative, fun house to be in. So maybe, you know, focus on fun and more maybe creative aspects, or just the creation aspect of your life in general. Let's see, 5, I'm hearing 5 for this as well too. So, you know, maybe you're kind of going through a lot of changes is what I'm hearing. So focus on change for the most part, or the changes that you are wanting to make. Let's see what influencing energies are surrounding you right now. Mars, okay. Mars is is a planet about action as well. And I think Mars in the 5th house is, it's a very central kind of energy now that I think about it. But when you think about Mars in the 5th house, I think about, you know, taking action. And maybe there could be some frustrations around dating, or this could also be like about just wanting to have more fun, wanting to be freer, wanting to feel like, you know, your life is better, like wanting to feel like you just have a better life. And I'm not calling you in any way ungrateful. It's sometimes it's us wanting, like we want things, and that's okay. And the Mars can be, you know, a planet of wanting to take action towards that as well too. So the Mars could just be a kind of maybe like a frustrating energy in here about you knowing that you want better, you want change, and so on and so forth. And so let's see more messages maybe on the changes, or for some of you, this could be like a creative aspect of your life, like a creative project like we were talking about before. But let's go ahead and look deeper into it. All right. We have the fork and knife in the romance. So this could definitely be a message with that 5th house of getting back out there and dating, if that's something that you feel called to, like maybe going out on dates, dinner dates, and things like that, which I think is really good. So some things that you don't see, we have the star. So some faith being renewed as well. Things that you don't see coming, we have like hope again, rejuvenation, as well as some healing coming through as well. Other things you don't see, I feel like we have the moon, and we have the little butterfly. Kind of wanted to go into the create pile, so I might put these in there as well too, because we have the horse, which is like, again, taking action on creating what it is that's definitely like that Mars energy that we were talking about. It's like if you feel frustrated, or if you feel like you want something better, you want change, this is the time for you to do it, like to take that action, to do what it is, to make those changes for yourself. Because what you don't see coming, I think, above the create is definitely a time of transformation, but also, you know, there's like a hidden aspect to it with the moon at the top. So what that's kind of telling me, since it was above, what that's kind of telling me is that you may not see these changes happening, but they're happening. You know, even if you're taking action and you're doing things, maybe, you know, you may not be able to see the results just yet, but they are coming. They are going to be there, to say the least. Okay. Let's see, what do we got here? Spirit wants you to rejuvenate yourself in any way. For some of you, this could be like drinking more water just in general, but I feel like Spirit wants you to fill up your cup and fill yourself back up in ways that fuel you, if that makes sense. And I feel like with this, it's also Spirit wants you to realize, what have you been bottling up in your life? Like, what have you been holding on to that kind of maybe is weighing you down in some way, shape, or form? Because I think that Spirit's wanting you to release that as well, and to make room for other things. Now, in your health, we have this beautiful unicorn head. And I think what this is saying is, in your health, it's like, for some of you, this is about your beliefs. And if you've been wanting to make positive changes in your health, whether that's like your health and fitness, or that's just in your mental health as well, you know, the first thing it starts with is your beliefs. You know, believe in the impossible, believe that you can overcome these challenges, believe that you can make these things happen. There's such a beautiful mystical energy to the unicorn, and it's so unique as well. And I think that this is, again, saying that, you know, it's unique to everyone's health is unique to them. Nothing shows what it means. Like, just because you look a certain type of way doesn't mean that, or someone looks a certain type of way doesn't mean that they're necessarily healthy. It all starts from within. And I think that when it comes time to your beliefs on what it is you can and can't do, or like with your mental health, to really take a look at that and believe in the impossible. Be open to more magic in your life as well too, because we have like the 5th house, things like that, and taking action in the creative aspects. And we even have Leo coming here too. So I feel like maybe like opening up to a little bit more magic in your life could be very healing. It could be very good for your health as well. Okay, and then we have the Taurus. one right here, which the Taurus is like in between the health and the money. It's very close to the center, which I would consider the self. But I feel like there could be a message here of maybe not indulging too much in things in your money department, but indulging just enough to where like you're taking care of yourself, you're treating yourself. The Taurus is the ruler of the second house, which is the ruler of like our finances and income and things like that. So with that being said, and with the Leo, it is looking pretty good for you in your money department. Maybe the more you put yourself out there, whether that's like you are just needing to be seen, or for some of you, I'm hearing this is a confidence thing as well too, like having confidence in your ability to manifest money, to create a life with a lot of money in it is something that is needed. But also I think it's like, the more you shine and the more you let yourself free, because Leo is also the ruler of the 5th house. So this could be, that could definitely be connected to your money. Like for some of you, if you're wanting to have creative projects or take things to another level, like, in the money department, wondering if you can make money off these things. Like this would be a yes for those of you that were wondering that. And then we have Taurus. So it could be a very like luxurious type, but I feel like there's just a message here, to be honest, to not go overboard. For some of you, there's a very specific message of like spending a lot of money on like food, like DoorDash and things like that. Like maybe to not do that so much and do things, because we have this also, and it's like half here, half in the health. So maybe to save money on that department, but if you're gonna spend the money on things that are good for you, like groceries and things like that. Sorry, my dog's ready to go, but I have to go outside, but not now. It's too late. I asked you earlier. Oh, sorry. Now he's coming over here. What? He's been interrupting my readings every single time. He just needs so much attention, but it's okay. I just love him so much. But anyways, back to your reading. So sorry. But yeah, it's like maybe what you're indulging in, make sure that it's good for your health and good for your wallet as well too. Like if you can save money, to save money. But I think like if you're, wondering about making money off something with this Leo, I think this is about you, stepping out into the world and putting yourself out there more, and the money will come for you. And then also just having confidence that, it's going to be okay. You got it. But yeah, like we were saying, I feel like, with this 5th house, the 5th house can rule dating as well. So with romance, if getting back out there is something that you want, or maybe even just if you have a partner as well, like specifically if you have a partner, like going on more dates, doing more romantic things, that's something that you're being guided to do. It's something that's good for you. So we have work with this pair of scissors. I feel like for some of you, it's important to realize what's worth your effort, what's worth your time, and what's worth the work, and what's not. So kind of cutting out all of the unnecessary things. For some of you, you may be cutting ties with a workplace or cutting ties with some people at your work, and this is kind of confirmation that would be the correct thing to kind of cut yourself. But also there's another message with the work and the scissors to cut the cords. If you've been obviously again like back wanting to have more fun, like maybe cutting the cords, like what work is work, and then after that, let yourself go, let it go, like let yourself enjoy the rest of your life. Life's not always just work. There's a lot of messages already for you about letting yourself have more fun, being a little bit more lighthearted. The 5th house can also be about like your inner child as well too. So that's cool. And then we have, I was like, what is this? Because it's covering it. Oh my gosh. We have begin a completely new transformation. Like, once I feel like everything kind of falls into place, like you're beginning that kind of how we saw, like we don't see coming, like you are beginning this transformation or beginning to take flight, or things are going to beginning to take off, because we have a flying energy as well too. And so with that being said, there's things that are just taking flight in your life and that are just beginning. Give it time as well. Give these things time to unfold. The caterpillar isn't the butterfly in 5 seconds. It kind of goes through a process. I feel like you've been going through a process, and that's fine, but everything is a journey. So it's like, maybe you were in the caterpillar stage before of this transformation. Now you just became the butterfly. So this is a new journey within itself. So to be aware of that too. Not everything happens all at once. But it is happening for you. Things are happening for you here as time goes by. and time goes on, you'll be able to see things more and more, and I think get a higher perspective. Because what speaking of higher perspective, we have the bird and we have the turtle here, so in the ego part. So one of the things that I feel like is that with this higher perspective of this bird, you know, to you, it may look like things aren't going fast enough, or it may look like things are taking too long, or maybe you're worried about a timing situation. Like, are you going too slow? Why isn't this happening the way that I want it to happen? Or things happening, you know, whether that's like this transformation. And Spirit's saying that there's a higher perspective here that is saying everything is going the way that it's supposed to. That's kind of just your ego. Your ego's telling you need to hurry up. Your ego's telling you you're not doing enough. Your ego's telling you, you know, you're, I don't know. I think I just said everything. I think I just said everything I meant to say. I don't really think of any more. But yeah, like, you know, and with that being said, things are moving. Things are going for you. And I feel like with the bird being here as well too, you know, this is about hope and as well as like peace. And so anything that, you know, your ego's trying to say, like, that's stealing your peace, or anything that's kind of draining you in a way of like, oh, you're kind of feeling hopeless and it's not working and it's not doing that, you know, I'm not doing this enough, or it must not be for me because I'm not, you know, going in the right direction, or it's not moving at a crazy fast speed. You know what I'm saying? All that kind of stuff. Basically all these doubts. You know, Spirit's kind of saying to knock it off. And that things are happening. This for some of you, you could be like pursuing something, or just in your life in general. This is like slow and steady kind of wins the race as well. And so don't let your ego try to fool you on like the timing of things, on that you need to be here. Or maybe you feel like, oh, I'm this age, I need to have my life together. I need to have it all together by now. That's not true. That's not real. Though that's a fake measuring stick made by other people that probably learned that from their parents, and probably learned that from their parents on how things quote unquote should be. You know, you're right where you need to be. And so don't let your mind or your ego try to fool you in that. And so with this release, we have this old school sewing machine. Sometimes we have to release the old ways of doing things. Sometimes if things are too much work, if things are too much effort, sometimes we just have to say goodbye and start something new, start something over. I'm not talking about maybe for some of you like a whole thing in general, but it's like for the most part, it's like anything that you feel isn't working together, isn't staying together, or just could just be too much or outdated. Any kind of outdated thing, since this is very vintage, it's like there's new ways of doing certain things now that you don't have to work so hard, if that makes sense. And so release the need to actually dang, I forgot what I was gonna say. That's been happening to me so much lately. Release the need to know all the answers as well too, like every stitch, every step of the way. Like you could be maybe a little bit too detail oriented when it comes to certain things, and that could be from your ego, that could be like from your life, like wanting to know every step of the way, every plan, every detail, like make sure it's all sewn together, make sure it's all done, and stuff like that. Like it's okay to let go, you know, is what I think this is what this is saying. And then we have, yeah, the burdens are behind you, because we have this cat and it's the backwards facing cat. So all of your burdens, I feel like right now are in the past. You're really being asked to embrace this new, like we have this whole new version of yourself that, you know, you basically come to, that we were talking about. And so with that being said, you know, leave everything else in the past. It's time to walk away and just forget about it. Like as much as you can, obviously, but like this is really saying like, all of the burdens and all of the things that were once holding you back, even though it may not seem like they're 100% gone, like they really are. Like you're on a new path. You're here, pile 3, you're on a new adventure. And so you don't really know what's going to come. And so I think it's just, for some of you, there's just an energy, like how we were saying, doing things differently. There's just an energy of things are just going to be different this time around in your life. And so you can have more faith. Oh, we did have what you don't see coming. We had the star card up there to kind of have more faith. Oh, and then we have namaste in the family. So I feel like things, you know, are going to be more peaceful. Try to keep, if you can, you know, you don't have to, but with the family, like maybe try to keep the peace as much as possible. And with namaste, it reminds me of like yoga. So I think this is like maybe being a little bit more flexible if you feel like that's needed. And I don't mean like bending over backwards for people all the time, but I feel as though it's like being more flexible, as in like allowing people to like be themselves and not really trying to push anyone else to do anything or be anything as well. This could also be like your ancestors as well, trying to tell you to maybe get into more peaceful practices. Like if you something that like yoga is something that you've been wanting to do that as well. But also there's an energy of like surrender, because I believe namaste means it, I think it, in literal terms, it really means I bow to you. And so this is maybe your ancestors coming through and wanting an offering as well, wanting you just give thanks to them. They seem to be very important in your life. Well, I mean, I would say that for like everybody, but for this specifically, your ancestors seem to be very important, and I think that they kind of just want to be appreciated, and that's perfectly fine. We all want to be appreciated. The more you appreciate them, the more you work with them, and the more you talk to them, the more they will appear in your life, and they're helping you regardless, and they do want to bring you more peace, but I think that they kind of do just want to be acknowledged. Like, say hello to them, because the namaste, I think, is also like a hello. Say hello to them. They're there. They got your back. But let's see, is there any more messages here that I may be missing? I feel like this went faster than, not really. I was gonna say, I don't think you got as many charms as the other piles, but yeah. This, I don't know if I said this, but this, I keep hearing with this bird, with the ego here, this is bird's eye view. This is bird's eye view. So your ego isn't able to see everything that's happening and unfolding for you in your life, but spirit is, okay? This is like the hawk, or it's not a hawk, but you know, it reminds me of like eyes of the hawk, like spirit, a different higher perspective. So I just want to talk more about that. It's like you're not able to see everything that's happening for you. So maybe you feel as though that things aren't working out for you, or they're not going as fast as you want them to, or you're not where you need to be, but you really are. And it's different from a higher perspective. So maybe if there's also a message here with this ego to get a perspective shift, to shift out of that perspective of the ego and to get a higher, connect to your higher self and to get a higher perspective shift. It'll change the way you feel about everything. It really will. So that's the kind of last message I feel with that. But now let's go ahead and move on to the second part of your reading. So we're going to head straight to the tarot right now. All right, pile 3, welcome to the second part of your reading. So we're going to continue on the question of what do you need to hear right now? What messages or message do you need to hear most right now at this time? So Spirit, what does pile 3 need to hear at this time? What does pile 3 need to know at this time? Thank you. Okay, so we have the Tower coming out for you. We have the 8 of Pentacles. We have the Page of Swords. And we have the 8 of Cups. All right, we're going to get some clarifiers, but I feel as though one of the main messages for you, specifically pile 3, is knowing when to let go, knowing when something just isn't right, and when something isn't working out for you. It's not the end of the world, and it's not because the universe hates you or anything like that. It's because you have something better coming. I feel like there's a message here specifically for you for letting go of something already, and maybe wondering like, well, what if, or what, or whatever. But I think it's because this was like a form of divine protection for you. I think for some of you this could have been a relationship, for some of you this just could have been a job or things like that. And I think because Spirit has something in store for you that's even better, even more worthwhile, that you deserve, and that you may not even be able to see yet. But let's get some more details. So why is this Tower here? Please, Spirit. Oopsies. I always say oopsies when they fall. So we have the Page of Cups in reverse. Okay. Why is the Eight of Pentacles here? Yeah, so there's a situation here that, you know, it could have caused you to feel really shaken up. This could have been something in your life in general. Like I said, this could have been a job loss or relationship loss as well too. There's a lot of inner child healing that I feel that had happened from this, inner wounds, and that could have been why maybe your focus was so hard on like the 5th house, with like joy, having fun, things like that, because I feel like you've kind of been through a lot lately, and now it's time for you to start to feel better, you know, do things that are making you feel better. But let's see, interesting. For some of you, this could have to do with a child specifically. Doesn't have to. That's obviously just a general reading, so just take what resonates. But this could have to do with some sort of child specifically. And it could have been very hard. Something that's very hard for you. So we have the Moon for the Eight of Pentacles. Why is the Page of Swords here? We have the Emperor. Wow. I love that the Emperor in this card. He has that fiery sun behind him. Oh, we have the Nine of Pentacles for the Eight of Cups. Bottom of the deck, we have the Seven of Cups. Yeah, for some of you, you specifically walked away from a situation or something and you're wondering what's next. And I think that there's a message of like, with this Moon here, really trusting in the unknown, trusting where you're going, because look at this is exactly what we were talking about. We have the Eight of Cups. So walking away, you know, leaving your certain circumstances or your certain situation behind. And you're going to be walking into the Nine of Pentacles, which is abundance. And I love that we have the connection with that hawk that I was talking about in your reading. This is that perspective. This is that higher perspective that you're not seeing, that Spirit's trying to show you, or Spirit has been seeing, you know, that your ego hasn't been letting you see, that you are walking into a much more prosperous time of getting the things that you deserve. The Nine of Pentacles is a card of like worthiness. It's a card of like, well, first it's a card of abundance, but it's a card of like being surrounded by all of the things that you know you deserve, whether that's financial abundance, that's people or places or things that treat you with the respect that you know that you deserve. The Nine of Pentacles is definitely an energy of that's where you're going to be at. And so with that being said, it maybe takes some strength on your end, because when we walk away and when we're in this Eight of Cups energy, as you can even see in the card as that's depicted, this person is walking through into a completely different portal. Seemingly they're walking through a portal, and this is the portal of the unknown. This is where they're saying, well, I'm not getting what I deserve in my circumstances. I can't say those two words together. Circumstances? Certain circumstances. Holy shit. Oh my gosh. Remind me to never pair those two words up together. Anyways, moving on. So, you know, you're like, okay, I'm fed up with my circumstances. I wasn't going to say certain right now at this time. And so you're realizing that you need more, that you have to do more. And this could have been a fourth choice, but you have no idea where this is leading you to. It's leading you to something so much better, so much worthy as well. Now, I think with the Page of Swords and the Emperor, you're being called to take the information that you know and to go with it and to make those choices from there, because sometimes this feels like a situation maybe for you specifically. Sometimes we feel like we need more answers. Sometimes we feel like we need more closure. And I think this is a message for you specifically, Pile 3, that this is saying that you have all of the answers and the information that you need, even though it may not feel like it. And this may be something that's very hard for you to do because you have these certain attachments, whether that's to this person or to this thing, you know, you have these certain attachments, but this is your inner child calling out and saying, that basically saying, I need love, or I need this, or whatever they're calling for. Is this security is what I'm hearing, is that they need some sort of safety here. You're going to be the one that's giving that to your inner child. You're the one that, I think we were saying with the 5th house too, this could be very inner child healing. Anyways, I always get unfocused because I start thinking of other things. But this is, you know, it's all going to come back together. You know, we have this tower here about, this tower, it talks about things falling and it can talk about rebuilding later, but they're falling because they were never on the firmest foundations in the first place. You know, they were bound to fall regardless. This was bound to fall regardless. In fact, you know, it seems to be a blessing in disguise, because you seem to be someone that was holding this up for a long time, and it seemed to be a lot of work and a lot of effort holding this up for so long that it's like it's like the easiest / hardest thing to do was to kind of just let it go, to release it. And not emotional wise is what I'm hearing, but you know what, you get what I'm saying. It's like it almost like you felt like you were damned if you did, damned if you didn't type of energy, so you had no choice but to kind of just let it all crumble. So things are working out for you in ways that you just can't see right now. It's interesting that we were talking about this Tower card being this firm foundations kind of crumbling, and we have the Emperor, which is the number 4, which the Emperor is all about firm foundations. So this is about you learning how to rebuild as well, the same thing on the same foundations, but better, but firmer. And these are the foundations within yourself as well. Like, these aren't just, it's not the same situation you're rebuilding. These are your own foundations based on your own worthiness and your own self, and that you are going to be leading yourself to a crazy amount of abundance and worthiness. And I think that this 7 of Cups, oh yeah, see, we have the 7 of Cups and we have the 7 of Wands. Oh, underneath that we have the 9 of Cups. I love that. But with this 7 of Cups, I feel like your mind can play tricks on you. Your mind can try to make you feel things. It's like, oh my gosh, this deck is so perfect for you and for these messages as well too, because we have these other cups that they're very dark. There's a lot of things, but there's the right choice. There's the right way, and you know what it is, and you know what it's going to be. And so do not let your mind or your ego or whatever it is make you forget or make you doubt yourself and doubt your choices, because you're headed in the right direction. And I think that's why you kind of have the 7 of Wands under here, which is like to stand strong in your beliefs, stand strong in your choices, and you know, in your conviction here, because you above all people know what's best for you. And I think that there's a message here to not let anyone try to gaslight you or to tell you what's best for you. You know what it is that you deserve. Like, even though you may question yourself a lot of the time too, I'm hearing like you're not crazy. Like, Spirit wants you to know you're not crazy. These things that you've been feeling for a long time, you know, that was for a reason. This is for a divine reason. It's almost like right now what's happening in your life is divine intervention or divine redirection. And with that being said, it can come as a wake-up call. It can come as things being taken away or crumbling away from you, but you are going to be rebuilding so much better than before. And it's going to be something that lasts. There's the cold shoulder wanting to pop in through in there as well too. So what are some oracles here for things that pile 3 needs to know? We have the slice, which the slice has come out in every single pile, but almost with a different meaning in every single one. We have the chicken nugget as well too. What are some messages here for pile 3? The pile 3 needs to know. I feel like with this slice for you specifically, this is about you being like utterly devoted and obsessed with yourself in ways that like benefit you. Actually, we should read the slice because I didn't read it in any pile, and I don't normally read, but since it's come out, I kind of want to know now. I'm like, I feel like the slice is more or less about like you just accepting the fact that you had a lot of investment, or had a lot of feelings. Maybe there's like an obsessive nature with the slice. And that's why I think the first message was like being obsessed with just as equally obsessed with yourself and your growth and where you're going. But let's see, what are some other messages here for pile 3? We have the cheese fries, every single food one we have for you. That could be like maybe about your habits as well, like your eating habits. I don't know if we had that in your other reading before. I don't think so. I don't really think it's that connected. I think this is about you realizing that you're the shit. Pile 3, you know, pizza's delicious and everyone loves pizza, and you know, you're gonna get people that don't know how to treat a pizza the way it needs to be treated. And with the cheese fries, this is about you knowing what's good for you and knowing what's bad for you to the point where it's not in detriment to you. So we're allowed to indulge. We're allowed to do things, you know, eat things here and there that aren't good for us and stuff like that. But when it comes to a habit in your life, you know, that's when you start seeing the negative effects of eating this stuff. And so obviously this is a metaphor to whatever it is that you're doing, you know, in your life in the other ways. Like, you know, it's okay to indulge in these things, but don't let it consume you to the point where it's hurting you physically, where it's bad for your health. And then we have the Audacity coming through as well too. Yeah. Let's get one more card from here. What are some messages for pile 3? We have the Child. Yeah, my 5th house. And reconnect, I feel like reconnect with that inner child here as well too with this Page of Cups. I feel like your inner child has been calling for you to play. Oh, to water. Yeah, we have the gardener. To water that garden. To, you know, water the parts of yourself that make you feel good. Do things, you know, for your inner child. That could also be in regards to protecting your inner child from the people that you wish you had, you know, to protect you when you were young. You know, whether that's people that, you know, don't have their best intentions for you, or people that judge you or hurt you as well. Like, this is the time for you to really get back in that inner child healing and protect, you know, that version of yourself that always wanted that protection, you know, maybe that didn't have that voice or didn't have that person to really guide them. You know, now it's you are that person. And I think that's really beautiful, and I think that's really healing. And I think, you know, with the cheese fries as well as the slice, you know, let yourself be a little bit bad in other aspects of your life too. Let yourself indulge in some foods that maybe, you know, that could be a little bit naughty. Of course, like we said, with balance, don't be too hard on yourself as well too for your choices. You know, a lot of the times, just kind of for some reason, this is making me think of like it's just the food, obviously, but like, you know, a binge eating disorder, someone who has a binge eating disorder, oftentimes they restrict themselves a lot, and then they kind of go crazy and they binge. But one of the point of this is that after they make those choices, they have all of this shame coming up to the surface of like, why did I do this? What's going on, you know, and that sort of thing. And so when you are allowing yourself to do things, don't feel the shame. That's kind of counter opposite. I mean, or I'm not saying don't feel it. If it's there, obviously feel it. But I mean, like, don't purposely shame yourself for wanting things that maybe aren't good for you. We all want things that aren't good for us at times. We all do things that aren't the best choices for us at times. You don't have to shame yourself. There's always a reason, and there's always a way, and there's always a way out, and there's always, you know, there's always a solution to everything too. So to be open to that as well too. But it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to do things that aren't good for you. It's okay. Give yourself that freedom and that love and that unconditional love to make mistakes, and that unconditional love to explore things, and to, you know, sometimes we fall on our face, and sometimes we fly, you know, whatever it is to you. But it's okay to do things. I kind of want to read the slice here because it's come up in every single pile, and I'm like, what the heck? What number is it? I guess that would help, right? 22. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. Is that the lyrics? I don't know. Ooh, 16 minutes on this clock. Obviously for you it's longer because this was split into 2, but 16 is also the number of the tower, which is reconstruction. Okay. Okay, the first line is trippy because we have the moon card right here, but it says, when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. So your message is, any way you slice it, you're hooked. You're smitten. You're completely obsessed. You are in it deep with all the toppings. Whatever it is you're fixated on has your attention. It's stuck to you like ooey gooey cheese. And it says, and you deserve it. Interesting. Accepting. I feel like there's an acceptance energy for this. Doing what it is that you love and not feeling any kind of guilt or shame around it as well. But also being that protector for your inner child too. And not judging yourself as well. Let's read the cheese fries. I'm like, now that we're here, let's go ahead. Oh my gosh, it was 21 and I just feel that. Okay, so the cheese fries, it says, because cheese fries. Cheese fries are the answer to everything. The clock is ticking and you haven't had your fix of monosodium glutamate, sodium triphosphate, and yellow dye number 5. That's hilarious. Okay, and your message is, you've been so hard on yourself lately. It's okay to indulge right now. You deserve the fries and the cheese on top. Put your cares aside, relax, and surrender to gluttony. Oh my gosh, I love that so much for you, because this is like, yeah, you've been really hard on yourself, maybe even working a bit too hard. And now it's time for you to just play, indulge, be silly, like eat the bad foods, I guess. You know, whatever it is. And you know what? That's crazy, because in your thing, it was like indulging. We had that, like, indulge in those things, but maybe not too much. I think for you, there's a specific line on what's good and what's not. And the line could be timing as well, too. That's interesting, because we did have that with, like, it's okay. Maybe you haven't hurt yourself and maybe you should indulge a bit. But I feel like with that shame message, you know, you can indulge a bit to the point where it's like you don't have to feel so guilty about it. And that's where that balance kind of comes in, like we were seeing in there as well, too. But yeah, other than that, I would say go for it. Have a little fun, go a little crazy. Maybe for some of you, you need to have a little drinky poo as well too. Like you've been too focused on your healing. Oh, so we have detoxify with the full moon in Taurus. Okay. Oh, maybe after you kind of indulge, like give yourself time to detoxify, and that could be that balance as well. That's funny, because I was thinking of the Taurus charm that we had, but no, I think this is about you kind of ridding yourself from the old ways and the old people and letting yourself come back to yourself, which would be this inner child. And what I mean by that is, you know, that's why inner child healing or inner child connection is one of the most important things you can do to yourself on the healing journey, because that's when you realize that we all get stuck in the cycle of healing and self-improvement, and we need to do better, we need to know more. But one of the most important things you can remember is that there was nothing ever wrong with you anyways in the first place. Like, you were always perfectly perfect. Everything else that you felt like, you know, you didn't like about yourself or anything was conditioned into your mind. And that's why inner child healing is so important, because it helps you reconnect with that purest version of yourself. The closest version to the true you the key to that is in your inner child. And I think that it's very powerful, specifically for you, Pile 3, to really connect with that and detoxify from anything else, like anyone else's judgments or anything like that. Allow yourself to come back to yourself and be fully you, without any judgment, without anyone saying that, you know, you're not good enough, or yeah, I'm hearing like you're weird or anything like that. Like all of those things that, you know, we kind of get bullied for when we're young. Like, come back to that. Like, be that person. It's good for your soul. Okay, so we have work through your feelings with, and it being an Aries card. Yeah, you could have some intense feelings, some intense emotions at times. Don't let them get the best of you. Just know that they will pass. All of these, just like tough times, they will pass. Let's get one more before we get your advice here. One more card for Pile 3. Oh, I love that these two came out together, because that's so funny. Bottom of the deck, we have Know Your Worth. And I love that. And it's in Taurus again, too. Because Taurus is the second house ruler. And Taurus, that's about your self-worth as well. Just as much as it's about your finances. So I love this. We have New Moon in Leo, shine, and then we also have the first quarter moon in Leo, which is be humble. So I think this is a beautiful message coming out together, because it's like you have great things coming and you know your worth and you know what it is. But also with this be humble, it's like, don't forget at times like where you come from as well. Like, there's a need to remember when, and I'm speaking to the future you. I'm speaking to when things are amazing, when things are great, when you're back to yourself, or like even if you're feeling like that now, like when you know everything that you deserve, like don't forget where you came from, because there is a beautiful energy of us staying humble it keeps us grounded and it keeps us focused on where we're going as well too, because sometimes our ego can get out of control. And I'm not saying that you're an egotistical maniac or anything like that at all. I'm just saying, like, with the be humble, it's like, and it's not even like you're like a message like, oh, you need to be humbled in that. It's like you're so beautiful on the inside that so it's like when you come out of this and you remember your worth, you're still going to be so respectful to other people, and you're still going to be so loving, and you're still going to be so kind because of where you came from and what you had to overcome and all of these things. It is going to help you stay humble. You know, you're not going to be like, oh, I deserve this, so, you know, screw you and screw that, and I don't care about anyone else. Like, no, like, you have this perfect balance of being humble and shining at the same time. That is very intriguing, I'm hearing, to a lot of people at the same time. You're like, wow, this person can be so confident but humble at the same time. Like, that's the self-mastery, if I do say so myself. So I love that. It's like, allow yourself to shine. And also, you know, sometimes you don't have to be so humble all the time. Like, there's definitely a message with that for some of you too. Like, you don't have to be so humble all the time. Like, you deserve the best. You deserve great things. You deserve to feel good about yourself without thinking someone's going to come in and ruin it, because that's going to come from within you as well, you know, your own self-esteem and stuff like that. And that's another beautiful message with that here. But speaking of beautiful messages, let's go ahead and move on to your advice. What advice do we have here for pile 3? Ooh, this one's come out in a couple piles as well too. So we have the white carnation with devotion. Be true and pure in thought and deed. This devotion is like that pizza. You know, for some of you, this pizza could be like, you know, you're obsessing over like a specific, like, you know, where you want to be. Like, and I think that's maybe that message too, with being obsessed with yourself, like devoting your time and effort into the things that benefit you and bring you joy. And that's where that pure intention comes from, because that intention comes from the inner child. When you devote yourself or focus on things that light you up, the things that make you feel good and joyful, that's the pure intention. That's all the intention that you need. Like, really, it's amazing. Oh, so we have the birds of paradise with self-acceptance. You are so much more. Man, I love that. That's exactly. Oh, we have more sunflowers. We have a lot of sunflowers here for you as well too. Those are one of my favorite flowers. So we have the Lenten rose with protection. Conserve what you have, save a little. I think this is about you, you know, setting your strong boundaries, protecting yourself, protecting that inner child as well. For some of you, this could be about your resources too. Like, remember how we're like indulge, like there seems to be a lot of balance here. Like, we have shine, but be humble. You know, we have this, but that, or we have indulge, but not too much to where it's detrimental to you, whether your finances, your health, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, indulge, like if we're talking about cheese fries, indulge, give yourself the cheese fries, but don't indulge to the point where you like have, you know, a crazy stomach ache, or like, you know, you're on the toilet all night crying and sweating and wishing that you didn't make those decisions. Like, you know what I'm saying? Find that balance. But we have the sunflower, which is assertiveness. Rise up, stand strong and true. Yeah. You are overcoming so much. I think a lot of you, like we were talking about, this is a past relationship. You have no idea how powerful you truly are, and how worthy you really are, and how much, you know, love is for you, that the universe is trying to bring into you. It starts with us on the inside, accepting ourselves and accepting that we deserve more. And I think that's the step that you've already taken. And I think you're moving into an energy of like, now it's going to be a belief. You're going to stand so strong in your worth and your beliefs that no one's going to come in and make you question it anymore. Or you're not going to allow things to do that to you anymore. It's like you're going to be your own protection. You're going to be your own safe space in your own home, and or you are, for some of you are right now. And I think that's all your inner child has like ever wanted, is just to have fun and to know that they're safe. And with that being said, it's what you're going to give to them. And it's going to be so rewarding in the end as well too. Okay, so one last card. And I love the sunflowers. The sunflowers are basically like, let yourself be seen, let yourself shine. Sunflowers are attracted to the sun. And I think there's such a beautiful message with the sunflowers, how when they're in a field like this, and say it's on a cloudy day or it's raining, they have enough energy and support. They support each other to where they turn to each other, and that's how they get their energy. And I think that's about you, whether that's, you know, turning to the correct support systems around you. Now it's like time to realize who's there for you and who's not. I think it is something that you may be going through right now as well too. And it's also about, you know, working together as a team and working for yourself. Well, for you specifically in this reading, it's about yourself, but like in that message in particular, it's like working together to help each other and to uplift each other. And it's a beautiful positivity that I think is needed, you know, a lot in this world. So you could be, you know, your support for yourself in turn can support other people in many different ways. Okay. Oh, right when we're talking about that, at the bottom of the deck for you, we have I deserve the best and I accept the best now. That's right, pile 3. So we have it is safe to look within. As I move through the layers of other people's opinions and beliefs, I see within myself a magnificent being, wise and beautiful. I love what I see in me. Bro. That's what we were just talking about the inner child, about moving through all of other people's that constructed thinking, the conditioning, and all of that. Underneath that is the most beautiful creation that's ever existed, the most perfect creation, and that's you. Oh my gosh, I love that. Okay, so we also have I am beautiful and everybody loves me. I radiate acceptance. Ooh, we have 2 cards about self-acceptance too. Noted. So I radiate acceptance and I am deeply loved by others. Love surrounds me and protects me. That is such a beautiful message for you as well too, because it starts first, you know, with your own self-acceptance, but just in one of the best ways to reach that self-acceptance is like what we were just talking about. You know, connecting with that inner child and connecting with that version of you that's 100% perfect. And that version with you of you is you now. So don't get it twisted. Like you've always been, and you always will be. And that's kind of the point as well. So that it's such an easy way to connect and accept yourself for everything that you are when you realize you're perfect and everything else is just someone else's made up beliefs or from society and someone else's mind and things like that. It's so powerful and so loving, and it almost makes me want to cry right now, just for you to even think about you realizing that, you know. And so with that being said, you're on a great journey and you're going great places, and the more you stand strong in your own self-acceptance and your own beliefs, the better life is just going to get for you. And I think Spirit saying you have no idea how good life is actually going to get for you. And it starts with you releasing the things that weren't good for you in the first place, or that were never meant for you in the first place, or whether it's not never meant, because I don't want to say that, because I feel like everything is meant for a reason and stuff like that. But basically it's like letting go and knowing that better is coming because you deserve more, and it's in your better favor that things didn't work out probably the way that you wanted them to, because now they're going to work out so much better. And I'm excited for you. So yeah, on that note, thank you so much for staying till the end of this reading. I appreciate you, appreciate everyone who supports the channel in any way so much too. All of you who like, share, comment, and support this channel. It means so much to me. And yeah, I can't wait to see you guys in the next Pick a Card. I'll see you there. Oh, if you're not subscribed and you enjoyed this reading and you want to see me again, you can go ahead and subscribe now if that's something you'd be interested in. But other than that, I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.